Chapter 2577. On the other side, Ao Kuang was also in a stalemate under the siege of the 20 Saint Kings. Sui Meng. Ao Kuang was a supreme Saint King. He was second only to Long Xian in the Dragon Clan. His strength was unparalleled. Most of the 20 Saint Kings were ordinary Saint Kings. Only a few of them were peak Saint Kings. They were evenly matched with Ao Kuang. Rumble. In the sky above the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, the battle was extremely intense. Among the 20 Saint Kings, especially those who had followed Ao Kuang before, all had murderous eyes. Their attacks were extremely ruthless, wanting to kill Ao Kuang with every move. They understood that Long Outyin wanted them to redeem themselves. Only by killing Ao Kuang could they save their lives. Otherwise, even if Long Outyin spared them, they would suffer a fate worse than death. You all deserve to die. Ao Kuang roared. His eyes were filled with incomparable anger and grievance. He wanted to escape from the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, but under the siege of the 20 Saint Kings, he had no way to leave. It was very disadvantageous for him to continue fighting, but he had no choice. 20 Saint Kings can't take down Ao Kuang? This old thing is very strong. Long Outyin rolled his eyes. Ao Kuang is the supreme elder of the Dragon Clan. His strength is second only to Father. It is said that he could have broken through to the heavenly venerable realm long ago. Although the 20 Saint Kings are strong, it won't be so easy to take down Ao Kuang. Long Xiaoxiao said slowly. Since that's the case, I'll help them. Ao Kuang is the culprit. As long as we capture him, heavenly venerable Mo Kuang won't be able to escape. Long Outyin's eyes showed a hint of eagerness. Brother Ling Xiao asked you to control the 1,000 Dragons Imperial Greeting Formation. Don't let Ao Kuang and heavenly venerable Mo Kuang escape. Don't mess around. Long Xiaoxiao looked at Long Outyin with some vigilance. She could see that Long Outyin was a bastard who wanted the world to be in chaos. She did not know why Brother Ling Xiao had such a reliable cousin. If Long Xiaoxiao was not unwilling to become a Dragon King, and Long Outyin had obtained the inheritance of Ao Sheng Dragon King, she would not want Long Outyin to become the Dragon King of the Dragon Clan. Don't worry. I'm also thinking for the dragon race. I can't let Ao Kuang, that old thing, have it easy. Long Outyin chuckled. His gaze landed on Ao Kuang. His eyes darted around, revealing a malicious expression. He was not in a hurry to make a move. Ao Kuang was extremely vigilant, and at this moment, he had unleashed a powerful battle prowess. For a moment, he actually showed signs of suppressing the 20 Saint Kings. Rumble. The 20 Saint rulers also began to fight with their lives on the line. They all unleashed their strongest power in an attempt to suppress Ao Kuang. A Saint King who used to follow Ao Kuang showed a trace of ruthlessness in his eyes. He directly took out his most powerful Supreme Saint treasure and blew it up in front of Ao Kuang. Boom. The self-destruction of a supreme-grade holy treasure was extremely terrifying. Moreover, it was so close that Ao Kuang had no way to escape. He was instantly hit, and his entire body trembled as he was sent flying. Kill! The 20 Saint Kings charged across the sky. A huge black net that contained an extremely powerful energy fluctuation enveloped Ao Kuang's body. It was actually an incomplete Supreme Emperor weapon. The other Saint Kings took the opportunity to unleash powerful attacks, causing Ao Kuang's body to tremble as he roared angrily. Good chance. Long Outyin's eyes lit up. He finally found an opportunity. Rumble. He instantly activated the Primal Chaos Ancestral Dragon Scripture and directly took out the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal. An extremely terrifying power erupted. It was like a huge divine mountain that covered the sky and suppressed Ao Kuang. Roar! 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 9 consecutive dragon roars rang out. The 9 divine dragons on the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal unleashed an extremely terrifying pressure. One after another, it was as if they could topple mountains and overturn seas. They directly crashed down. Long Outyin, you will die a horrible death. Ao Kuang's body shook violently. His eyes revealed a trace of incomparable hatred and anger as he stared at Long Outyin and roared. The Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal countered all the experts of the dragon tribe, including Ao Kuang. Although Ao Kuang was extremely powerful and possessed the cultivation of a Supreme Saint King, Ao Kuang was confident that he would not be afraid if Long Outyin had the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal. However, there were 20 saint kings eyeing him covetously. Ao Kuang was caught off guard and was directly enveloped by the huge black net. He was like a live target and could only watch as the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal suppressed him. Ao Kuang, you old bastard. I can live well even if you die. Today, let me get rid of you for the dragon tribe. Long Outyin laughed loudly, and his eyes were filled with incomparable arrogance. The ancestral dragon imperial jade seal descended from the sky. The terrifying pressure caused Ao Kuang to spit out a mouthful of blood. The 9 divine dragons were like divine chains of order, trying to penetrate Ao Kuang's body. Rumble. Ao Kuang went completely mad. The blood around him began to burn as a black demonic light surged. He seemed to have been possessed as he exploded with a terrifying power. It swept out in all directions like a storm and destroyed the attacks of the 20 saint kings. He charged into the sky and collided with the 9 divine chains of order. He wanted to break through the seal of the 9 divine chains of order, but he was greatly suppressed. The 9 divine chains of order seemed to be formed from the bloodline of the ancestral dragon. They were extremely effective against Ao Kuang, causing him to feel as if he had sunk into mud. His movements became a little sluggish. Rumble. Murderous intent flashed through the eyes of the 20 saint kings when they saw this. They instantly exploded with the most terrifying power and directly blasted Ao Kuang. Ao Kuang's body trembled violently as he spat out blood. The 9 god sequence chains instantly pierced through Ao Kuang's divine shield, then pierced through his body and sealed him up. The divine chains of order contained an extremely terrifying sealing power that wanted to seal Ao Kuang's entire body. You forced me to do this. You forced me to do this. Then let's die together. Ao Kuang's eyes were filled with madness. He suddenly roared, and an incomparably violent energy fluctuation radiated from his body. He suddenly pounced towards Long Outyin, wanting to perish together with him. Oh no! He's going to self-destruct. Long Xiaoxiao's face instantly turned extremely pale. The person Ao Kuang hated the most was Long Outyin. In his opinion, if it weren't for Long Outyin, Ao Kuang would have refined the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal and completely controlled the dragon tribe. Chapter 2578. It was Long Outyin's appearance that not only captured Ao Kuang, but also snatched the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal and the position of dragon monarch. Therefore, he wished he could drink Long Outyin's blood and eat his flesh. At this moment, he was in a desperate situation. Since he was going to die, he would drag Long Outyin down with him. Even Long Outyin did not expect Ao Kuang to be so crazy. This old thing is crazy. Long Outyin gritted his teeth. He pulled Long Xiaoxiao and retreated rapidly. At the same time, he activated the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal. In an instant, it turned into a mountain and blocked the two of them. Boom. Ao Kuang self-destructed in the sky above the 10,000 dragons' sacred mountain. Terrifying divine light swept out in all directions, containing a power fluctuation that could destroy everything. It was as if a sun had completely exploded in the sky. The void trembled violently and was completely torn apart in an instant. An endless amount of void energy surged and spread out in all directions. The 10,000 dragons' sacred mountain trembled violently. In an instant, a mysterious energy bloomed. Runes rose brightly and protected the 10,000 dragons' sacred mountain. 1,000 dragons greeting array. If the 10,000 dragons greeting array was not protecting the 10,000 dragons greeting array, the self-destruction of a supreme saint king would be enough to raise the 10,000 dragons' sacred mountain to the ground and turn it into ashes. Although the 20 saint kings were not at the center of the explosion, they were swept by the aftershocks. Their bodies shook violently, and they were sent flying while coughing out blood. Their eyes were filled with horror. They did not expect Ao Kuang to be so crazy as to choose to self-destruct. Ao Kuang's target was Long Outyin. Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao hadn't proven their Dao yet. Even with the protection of the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal, could they withstand the self-destruction of a supreme holy king? Rumble. Terrifying divine light surged like a vast ocean. In an instant, it drowned Long Outyin, Long Xiaoxiao, and the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal. The destructive energy was enough to obliterate a Saint King realm expert. Even a heavenly venerable expert would be severely injured. All the Dragon Clan experts looked at the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, with a solemn look in their eyes. When the terrifying energy fluctuation completely dissipated, the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal was still floating in the void. Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao had disappeared. Whoosh! Whoosh! Two figures flew out of the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. They were Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao. However, their faces were filled with lingering fear. This old thing is too crazy. He actually chose to self-destruct? Long Outyin glanced at Long Xiaoxiao awkwardly. Fortunately, he reacted quickly and entered the internal space of the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal with Long Xiaoxiao. Otherwise, the two of them would have been killed by Ao Kuang. You bastard! Big brother Ling Xiao already told you to block their path. Who told you to act on your own? Long Xiaoxiao gritted her teeth and stared at Long Outyin. She really wanted to beat this bastard to death. She knew that Long Outyin wanted to be in the limelight. Cough cough. Xiao, Ao Kuang betrayed the Dragon Clan. As the Dragon Sovereign, I naturally have to kill him myself. Only then can I face the ancestors of the Dragon Clan. Even if I die, what's there to fear? Long Outyin laughed arrogantly, looking fearless. I wonder who was the one who was trembling in fear just now. Long Xiaoxiao mocked. Although this guy spoke with a strong sense of righteousness, Long Xiaoxiao knew that when Ao Kuang chose to self-destruct and flew towards Long Outyin, this guy was so scared that his face turned pale, and his body trembled. Cough cough nonsense. How could I be that kind of person? In the end, only Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower is left. Watch me kill him. Long Outyin coughed lightly and changed the topic. His gaze fell on Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower. Ao Kuang self-destructed? Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower's face was extremely ugly. He also didn't expect Ao Kuang to choose to self-destruct. This time he really became the target of public criticism. It was not just Ling Xiao and Gu Daoyi who were attacking him. Even Long Outyin and the 20 Saint Kings all had malicious looks in their eyes. The ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal floated in the void, exuding a vast dragon's aura as if it could destroy everything. It made Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower feel a great threat. Damn it! Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower felt extremely sullen, and his mind went a little crazy. He had to go all out. No matter what, he had to leave here. These people from the Dragon Clan didn't know what was good for them. When he invited the Demon Emperor, he would kill all these bastards from the Dragon Clan. Boom. Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower's body instantly erupted with an extremely terrifying aura. Black demonic light rose up, filled with chaotic light. His entire body shook, and in an instant he turned into a huge sunflower. It was a huge sunflower that was 1,000,000 feet tall. It looked like a towering ancient tree, exuding a monstrous demonic light. The sunflower was like a black sun, and its aura was incomparably terrifying. Kill! Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower roared. The huge sunflower instantly bloomed with unparalleled brilliance. Streaks of black sword light shot out from the sunflower in all directions. Billions of streaks of sword light, each with the power of a holy king, attacked the dragons of the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain indiscriminately. Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower, you dare? Long Outyin's expression changed. In an instant, he took out the ancestral dragon Imperial Seal and blasted it towards Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower. Ling Zhao's eyes also flashed with killing intent. The heavenly might was like a prison monument, like a huge barrier, blocking in front of Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower. However, the two Apex Monarch weapons couldn't completely block all of Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower's attacks. Some of the sword chi still pierced through the void at extreme speed, killing hundreds of Dragon Clan experts. If you dare to stop me, then let the entire Dragon Clan die with me. Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower's eyes were filled with crazy killing intent. When a Heavenly Venerate went all out, it wasn't something that dozens of Saint Kings could resist. If he chose to self-destruct, it would probably wipe out more than half of the Dragon Clan experts in the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. Kill. Ling Xiao and Gu Daoi's eyes were filled with killing intent as they charged towards Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower. Long Outyan, hurry up and restore the Thousand Dragons Imperial Formation. Use the Supreme Monarch Formation's power to kill Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower. Long Xiaoxiao hurriedly said to Long Outyan. All right. Long Outyan said in a deep voice. He also understood that now was the most critical moment. He had to stop Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower from going crazy. Otherwise, the Dragon Clan would really suffer heavy losses today. Rumble. The ancestral dragon Imperial Seal floated above the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, blooming with endless radiance. Under Long Outyan's control, billions of rays of light shot out in an instant, fusing with the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. A mysterious power was awakening in the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. It condensed into mysterious runes, causing the surrounding space to tremble slightly. Strong killing intent emerged, containing the most original killing intent, causing Heavenly Venerate Demonic Sunflower's expression to change greatly. Chapter 2579. The Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array had been revived. Above the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, divine chains of order rose into the air. Billions of runes intertwined, forming an incomparably terrifying killing domain. Vast Extreme Emperor's aura permeated the air, as if it was going to shatter the 10,000 mountains of the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. This was the Dragon Clan's Supreme Emperor Formation. The Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array. Although Long Outyan's cultivation was still unable to fully activate the Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array, he wielded the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, which was the core of the Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array. Even if he activated a trace of the Emperor Formation's power, it was still incomparably terrifying. Even Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower felt the terrifying killing intent of the array. His expression changed drastically, and his eyes were filled with a solemn look. Boom. Ling Xiao took the lead to attack. The vast power of time surged as if there was a long river of time lingering around his body. Finally, endless time surged and turned into a giant finger that reached the sky, suppressing Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower across the sky. Time Extinguishing Finger. Ling Xiao activated the Time Extinguishing Finger with the Time Scripture. In an instant, it seemed as if a mysterious time domain had suppressed and enveloped Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower. Get lost! Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's attention was focused on the Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array at this moment. Seeing Ling Xiao attack again, his face revealed an incomparably cold murderous intent. The huge sunflower instantly bloomed with endless light as a vast origin spirit pressure pressed down on Ling Xiao. The Time Extinguishing Finger was the Supreme Emperor technique of the Flowing Time Great Emperor. Ling Xiao had once used the finger left behind by the Flowing Time Great Emperor to kill a Heavenly Master powerhouse. Although the Time Extinguishing Finger he used was not as terrifying as the one left behind by the Flowing Time Great Emperor, it contained the true meaning of time, and was still incomparably terrifying. Puff! Surging divine light surged, and in an instant, it seemed as if the surrounding void was about to explode. The Time Extinguishing Finger came from the sky and directly shattered Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's powerful origin spirit pressure. Its momentum did not diminish as it directly landed on Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's huge body. Boom! The countless black branches and leaves around Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower collapsed, and the vast power of time rushed into Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's body. Die for me! Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower seemed to be completely enraged by Ling Xiao. Demonic Sunflower Imperial Greeting. Demonic Sunflower. Of Demonic Sunflower. Of Demonic Sunflower. Empyrean Devil Sunflower was shocked and enraged, completely not expecting that Ling Xiao's Time Destruction Finger would actually be so powerful, injuring him with one strike. Whoosh! At this moment, of heaven of God an ethereal and mysterious sword light streaked across the sky. It looked like a rainbow bridge. It was so pure that no one could detect the direction of this sword. However, the majestic and vast sword intent filled the entire void, causing the surrounding world to tremble violently. Gu Daoi, you dare? Empyrean demonic sunflower's shocked and furious voice rang out. He felt an extremely great threat from the sword, but no matter how he resisted it, even tearing the void apart and condensing a barrier in the void, he was still unable to stop the sword. God. Bloody light pervaded the void. That vast sword light descended and directly severed half of Empyrean demon sunflower's body. Rumble. At the same time, the power of the vast thousand dragons' greeting formation completely erupted after it had awakened. A dragon's roar shook the world. In an instant, countless runes and divine chains of order gathered above the thousand dragons' sacred mountain, forming a 9-colored divine dragon that was tens of thousands of feet long. It contained an ancient and boundless pressure, pressing down on Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower from the highest heavens. This was the power of the Emperor's aura. Even Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower felt the depths of his origin spirit tremble. Although it was not the complete Emperor's array, it made him feel like he could not resist. Kacha. The 9-colored divine dragon crashed into Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's huge body. It was like the collision of two ancient fiend gods in ancient times, tearing the world apart. Half of Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's body had not completely recovered. It exploded in an instant, turning into a bloody mist. He was seriously injured in an instant. Whether it was Ling Zhao's age-extinguishing finger, Gu Daoi's shocking sword, or Long Outyan's Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array's power that was revived with the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, all of them had seriously injured Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower. Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower felt a strong threat of death, and a trace of fear unconsciously appeared in his eyes. He felt that he might really fall here today. He was the dignified Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower, one of the 4 Heavenly Masters under Lord Demon Emperor. He originally thought that he could show disdain for heroes and sweep away all rivals, but he did not expect that he would be seriously injured by a few ants. However, Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower was incomparably sullen. He had no way to resist the joint attack of Ling Zhao, Gu Daoi, and Long Outyan. Whether it was the Supreme Emperor's technique or the Emperor's weapon, they had caused unimaginable damage to him. Rumble. The ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal bloomed with brilliant light in the void. The Thousand Dragons Imperial Greeting Array seemed to have recovered its power, locking Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower in from all directions. Ling Zhao and Gu Daoi were ready to attack at any time, unleashing a sure-kill attack on Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower. Lord Demon Emperor, save me. Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower's eyes finally revealed a look of incomparable fear, and he hurriedly roared at the void. Demon Emperor? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. Someone who could be called Demon Emperor by Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower was at least an Imperial Emperor powerhouse. Kill him. Gu Daoi's eyes flashed with killing intent. At this moment, he could not give Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower any chance. He slashed his sword across the sky, and his entire person seemed to converge with the sword chi that filled the sky. In an instant, it formed an incomparably huge sword aura that slashed down at Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower. Ling Zhao also attacked at the same time. The Heavenly Emperor's prison suppression technique erupted, and a vast Heavenly Emperor's phantom appeared in the void, controlling the ancient hell and pressing down on Heavenly Master Demonic Sunflower. Rumble. But at this moment, the wind and clouds in the void changed, and hundreds of millions of thunderbolts exploded at the same time. A powerful spatial fluctuation spread out, and an incomparably illusory figure appeared in the void. The figure looked incomparably blurry, but it exuded an incomparably terrifying emperor's might, as if it could destroy everything. It had an invincible aura that suppressed the universe. How dare you? An indifferent and cold voice rang out in the void. The vast Great Tao Law seemed to collapse at this moment, turning into 2 balls of chaotic light that flew across the sky. Kacha. Whether it was Gu Daoi's powerful sword chi or Ling Zhao's Heavenly Emperor's prison suppression technique, they were both obliterated by the chaotic light and completely disappeared in the void. End of chapter. Chapter 2580. Lord Demon Emperor. These ants dare to obstruct your grand plan. They simply deserve 10,000 deaths for their crimes. Lord Demon Emperor, please obliterate all of them. Empyrean Demon Sunflower's eyes revealed a look of ecstasy after surviving a calamity, and hurriedly said to that blurry figure in the void. His heart immediately calmed down. Lord Demon Emperor descended. Even if it was not Lord Demon Emperor's main body descending, he was deeply aware of Lord Demon Emperor's strength. It was also sufficient to rescue him. Demon Emperor? Merely a scoundrel who hides his head and shows his tail. A mere clone also dares to behave atrociously in front of this old man? A sharp light flashed in Gu Daoi's eyes, his voice ringing out. There was not the slightest trace of fear in his eyes as he stared at that blurry figure in the void and said, "Fierce Lord, this is already not your era. We don't want to kill you. Release Empyrean Demon Sunflower, and we can temporarily spare the Dragon Clan." The Demon Emperor's indifferent voice sounded out. Very clearly, he recognized Gu Dao. "You recognize me? Could it be that you're a figure of the same era as this old man? Don't dare to reveal your true face for this old man to see. As for Empyrean Demon Sunflower, he's dead for sure today. You can't save him." Gu Dao said coldly. "You're merely an ordinary Holy King's cultivation now. You're still not worthy to see us. Fierce Lord, if you all insist on killing Empyrean Demon Sunflower, then don't blame us for exterminating the Dragon Clan." The Demon Emperor said incomparably overbearingly. "Exterminate the Dragon Clan? Ha ha ha, what high-sounding sentiments. Cousin, this scoundrel who hides his head and shows his tail dares to speak so wildly. Directly slaughter him." A fierce light flashed in Long Outyen's eyes. The light of the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal became increasingly resplendent. Although Long Outyen knew that using the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal to deploy the myriad dragons' Imperial Greeting Grand Array was also a tremendous burden to him. The moment this Demon Emperor appeared, he did not place everyone in his eyes at all. Incomparably domineering, it made Long Outyen's heart incomparably furious. Senior Gu, don't need to talk nonsense with him. If his main body came, he might still be able to save Empyrean Demon Sunflower. A mere clone at most, it merely has Empyrean strength. Killing one is also killing two is also killing. Ling Xiao sneered. He could tell that this mysterious demon royal was indeed an Imperial Emperor expert. His strength was terrifying, and his vast Emperor aura seemed to be able to destroy everything. However, the Fey Sovereign in the void was not his main body. It was just an avatar. Although he was a little stronger than Empyrean de Villequy, there was a limit. He was just a powerful Empyrean powerhouse. Either way, they already became enemies. Then no matter what, they could not let Empyrean Devil Sunflower off. Rumble. As if it had a telepathic connection with Ling Xiao, the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal shone brightly in the sky. The myriad dragons' pilgrimage formation in the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain seemed to have completely awakened. The light of chaos rose, and the roar of the dragon shook the void. Blazing divine light shrouded the entire mountain range. The mysterious runes condensed into a powerful 9-colored divine dragon, which was tens of thousands of feet long, pressing down on the Demon Emperor. Kill. Murderous intent also flashed in Gu Daoi's eyes, and a powerful sword will erupted from his body. In an instant, endless light soared, and vast sword chi gathered in the air, slashing down from the sky towards the Demon Emperor. "You're courting death." The Demon Emperor was enraged. Although he did not descend with his main body, even if it was an avatar, it still represented the will of an emperor. He did not expect Ling Xiao, Long Outyen, Gu Dao, and the others to actually dare to attack him. When an ordinary man was angry, blood would flow for 5 steps. When an emperor was angry, millions of corpses would fall, and heaven and earth would shatter. Rumble. The Demon Emperor slammed down with his palm. The palm print that blotted out the sky was surrounded by endless light of chaos. A powerful emperor's aura erupted, directly sweeping away the light of chaos that filled the sky. The myriad dragons' pilgrimage formation trembled violently, as if it would collapse at any time. Kill. Ling Xiao also roared, directly urging the heavens' aura like a prison steel. Like a huge mountain, it pressed down on the heavily injured Empyrean Devil Sunflower. Chi and blood surged around his body. His fist print was unparalleled, and the heavens' aura suppressed all directions. His entire person seemed to have transformed into a supreme heavenly emperor that suppressed hell, erupting with peerless divine might. "Bastard, get out of my way!" Empyrean Devil Sunflower was shocked and furious. He never thought that Ling Xiao would actually still dare to attack him at this time. At this moment, he was seriously injured. His strength was only left with 10% to 20%. Facing the powerful heaven's aura like a prison steel, there was no way to effectively resist at all. He could only shift into the distance and ask for help from the Demon Emperor. Rumble. Long Outyen urged the myriad dragons' pilgrimage formation, cooperating with Gu Daoi's peerless sword, firmly blocking the Demon Emperor, making the Demon Emperor unable to go and rescue Empyrean Devil Sunflower for a time. Ling Xiao had also become completely ruthless. The killing intent in his eyes was boiling. The heavenly might was like a prison monument. In an instant, a vast chaotic world erupted, as if it could imprison everything. It directly trapped heavenly sovereign demonic sunflower within it. Ling Xiao punched out like a dragon, erupting with the peerless power of the primordial immortal body. One incomparably terrifying fist print after another slammed onto Empyrean Devil Sunflower's body. "Ah, bastard, I'm going to kill you." Empyrean Devil Sunflower coughed up blood, his eyes full of shock and fury. He never thought that he, a dignified Empyrean powerhouse, would actually be beaten up by Ling Xiao one day. And it seemed like he had no strength to resist at all. Ling Xiao also wanted to completely annihilate Empyrean Devil Sunflower. So not only did he use the heaven's aura like a prison steel to suppress Empyrean Devil Sunflower, but he also used the Celestial Emperor prison suppression technique and the Age Extinction Finger, two peerless emperor techniques in succession, constantly attacking, erupting with the strongest battle strength. In the end, Ling Xiao fought until he went berserk. The terrifying aura emitted from his body made the faces of those Saint King powerhouses change drastically. They felt a peerless power that could not be matched. "You dare to kill Empyrean Devil Sunflower, I will definitely not let you go." The Demon Emperor was furious and said coldly to Ling Xiao. "Won't let me go? I'll wait. But today, Empyrean Devil Sunflower will definitely die. No one can save him," Ling Xiao said with a sneer. The heaven's aura like a prison steel suddenly pressed down like an immemorial divine mountain, directly crushing Empyrean Devil Sunflower. Empyrean Devil Sunflower was transformed from a sunflower and contained an incomparably vast amount of life essence. After being crushed by the heaven's aura like a prison steel, a vast amount of life origin power surged in an instant, enveloping the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain. What a waste! Ling Xiao's face showed a trace of pain. Rumble. From the heaven's aura like a prison steel shot out divine chains of order, containing an incomparably powerful emperor's aura. They sealed Empyrean Devil Sunflower's entire body and sealed his cultivation, then directly suppressed him in the heaven's aura like a prison steel. The heaven's aura like a terrifying and ancient hell inside the prison steel. After Empyrean Devil Sunflower was suppressed inside, it was difficult for him to escape. End of chapter. Chapter 2581. Ling Xiao had suppressed Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei. Moreover, Ling Xiao had severely injured Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei in front of the Demon Emperor, and imprisoned him in the Heaven's Might prison steel. This was simply an unbearable provocation and humiliation for the Demon Emperor. "You deserve to die." The Demon Emperor's eyes instantly became like blood moons, erupting with incomparably cold anger and killing intent. Rumble. An incomparably terrifying Extreme Emperor's aura erupted from the Demon Emperor's body, shattering the sky in an instant. The divine chains of order and runes that wrapped around his body exploded with a loud bang. Gu Daoi's shocking sword was directly shattered, and the Emperor's power that suppressed the Demon Emperor was directly torn apart by the Demon Emperor. Long Outyen and Gu Daoi's bodies shook violently, and they were directly sent flying. The Demon Emperor exuded a monstrous baleful aura, and a vast Extreme Emperor's aura rose around him as if it could destroy everything. He crossed the sky and charged towards Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's killing of Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei was the greatest provocation to the Demon Emperor, so the Demon Emperor directly flew into a rage. He did not hesitate to destroy this Imperial Emperor's avatar to kill Ling Xiao. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he sensed a fatal danger approaching. Even if it was only an Imperial Emperor's avatar, it was an existence that had touched the Supreme Emperor realm. It could control the Extreme Emperor's aura and destroy everything. It was not something that Ling Xiao could contend with. Ling Xiao was like a small boat in the endless sea, in danger of capsizing at any time. Ling Zhao's primordial immortal body was incomparably sturdy, and even a heavenly venerable's body was inferior to it. However, Ling Xiao had a feeling that the Demon Emperor's avatar might be able to completely destroy his primordial immortal body. Kill. At this critical moment, Ling Xiao became increasingly calm, and his eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. He couldn't help but roar, and in an instant, he activated the Heaven's Might Prison Steel and charged forward. Rumble. The Heaven's Might Prison Steel seemed to have completely awakened, rising from the ground like a divine mountain that connected heaven and earth. Endless chaotic light and law runes lingered around it, and a vast Extreme Emperor's aura gushed out, launching an earth-shattering attack towards the Demon Emperor's avatar. The Heaven's Might Prison Steel was the Heavenly Prison Emperor's Supreme Emperor weapon. It was famous in the Antiquity Age, and was extremely powerful. It was also Ling Zhao's greatest trump card against the Demonic Emperor's avatar. Demon Emperor, die. Long Outyan also turned pale with fright. He forcefully suppressed the surging blood in his body, and directly took out the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. Vast dragon power erupted, and the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal also expanded in the void. It turned into a mountain and pressed down on the Demon Emperor's clone. Long Outyan's face was filled with worry. The full-force attack of the Demon Emperor's clone had already exceeded the combat strength of a heavenly venerate. It was infinitely close to the strength of an Imperial Emperor. Ling Zhao's cultivation was only at the Great Saint realm. How could he withstand it? The two Extreme Dao Emperor weapons slammed down. The surging Extreme Dao Emperor aura caused everyone's face to turn pale, and their bodies to tremble. The saint rulers of the Dragon Clan all became frightened. They could sense that if it were not for the protection of the myriad dragons' Imperial greeting formation, they would have been instantly reduced to dust by such a terrifying Emperor's might. Those below the Emperor realm were all ants. These were not empty words. Get lost. The Demon Emperor's eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Even when the two Extreme Dao Emperor weapons, the Prison Steel and the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal, pressed down on him, he merely frowned. However, he did not give up on killing Ling Xiao. Rumble. Demonic light rose around him as if billions of stars had fallen. It was a mysterious scene of a great battle between gods and demons. A towering giant hand had destroyed everything. Annihilate gods and demons, absolute Tao. This was the Demon Emperor's most powerful emperor technique. With one attack, gods and demons would fall and heaven and earth would be destroyed. It contained a peerless killing force and directly slammed onto the Prison Steel and the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal. This attack seemed to have exhausted most of the Demon Emperor's clone's strength, causing his body to become slightly illusory. Clang! Clang! Two earth-shattering noises rang out. The heavenly might, like the Prison Monument and the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal, both shook violently. The vast Emperor's might shattered, transforming into a boundless chaotic void. In the end, it was sent flying by the Demon Emperor's clone with a palm strike. Then, without slowing down, it continued to press down on Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao looked at the giant palm in the void, and his eyes were filled with a sharp light. The Demon Emperor was completely enraged. Therefore, this was a sure kill attack. Even the Prison Steel and the Ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal could not withstand the power of this attack. However, Ling Xiao could sense that the two Extreme Dao Emperor weapons had weakened the attack by at least 90%. Boom. In an instant, purple divine light surged around him, and there was a mysterious energy fluctuation. It was as if 3,000 great Daos had gathered behind him and boundless laws had merged into one. A peerless fist print shot up into the sky. It was surrounded by the light of billions of reincarnation, and shone with immortal energy. It was as if it was going to shatter the heavens and reopen a new era, creating a new civilization. The epic fist. At this critical moment, endless thoughts gathered in Ling Zhao's sea of consciousness. Spiritual light flashed, and it was as if everything was connected in an instant, allowing him to unleash the complete epic fist. A great destructive force surged out and collided with the Demon Emperor's clone. Boom! The entire 10,000 dragons' sacred mountain shook violently. In an instant, billions of dragon roars rang out. Endless divine light gushed out, and it was as if the entire demon realm was trembling. Who won? Everyone had the same question in their hearts as they looked at the center of the battle. Their faces were extremely pale. They did not expect Ling Xiao to be able to fight with the Demon Emperor's clone to such an extent. They even felt as if they were going to perish together. There were only a few Imperial Emperors in the entire demon realm. Imperial Emperors represented invincibility and the absolute ruler of the demon realm. If the great emperors did not appear, the Imperial Emperors would reign supreme. Moreover, Imperial Emperors were also the most promising people to become emperors because they had already taken that step. In theory, it was only a matter of time before Imperial Emperors became emperors. The Sage Path and the Emperor Path were two different levels. The difference was like heaven and earth. Sage Path experts might be able to fight against those of a higher level. Great sages might be able to defeat Sage Kings. However, even heavenly venerables were just ants in front of an Imperial Emperor. Ling Xiao was merely a great sage. Even if he had an extreme Dao Emperor weapon, it was beyond everyone's expectations that he could fight with the Demon Emperor's clone to such an extent. Boom! Endless divine light swept in all directions. The chaotic energy in the sky dispersed, and the shattered void was gradually repaired. The shadows of Ling Xiao and the Demon Emperor's clone appeared in the void. Ling Xiao's face was extremely pale. The corner of his mouth was filled with bright red blood. His body was like porcelain with dense cracks. It looked like he was severely injured. However, his eyes were incomparably bright, as if they were resplendent suns, causing people to not dare to look directly at them. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version of reading website. Chapter 2582. What's the name of this punch? The Demon Emperor's avatar asked. Epic Fist. This is my self-created fist principle. It's not mature yet. Please enlighten me, Demon Emperor. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Very good. I'll remember you. The Demon Emperor's avatar took a deep look at Ling Xiao before his entire body shattered. He turned into a dazzling rain of light and disappeared before everyone's eyes. Ling Xiao's epic fist had not only shattered his supreme divine demon Dao annihilation, but it had also shattered his avatar. He had been able to converse with Ling Xiao earlier, but he only had a little bit of strength left. Although Ling Xiao had shattered the Demon Emperor's avatar, he had also suffered an unimaginable injury. His primordial immortal body was on the verge of shattering. My cultivation is still too weak. If I had the cultivation of a Saint King, I wouldn't have had to expose my epic fist. The Heavenly Might Prison Monument would have been enough to suppress the Demon Emperor's avatar. Ling Xiao said with a bitter smile. Although he had refined the Heaven's Might Prison steel, the strength of an extreme Dao Emperor weapon depended greatly on the strength of its owner. Ling Xiao's Supreme Saint cultivation was still far from the Demon Emperor's avatar. Brother Ling Xiao, are you alright? Long Xiaoxiao hurriedly flew over and supported Ling Xiao. Her eyes were filled with worry. At this moment, Ling Xiao was severely injured. His body was on the verge of collapsing. He staggered, and the epic fist had almost drained all the energy in his body. Ling Xiao, I didn't expect you to be able to create such a terrifying fist principle when you're only a supreme saint. It seems like you've already created your own path. Gu Daoi flew over. His eyes were filled with emotions as though it was his first time meeting Ling Xiao. As the Fierce Lord, he was once a supreme expert in the demon realm. He had survived the heavenly tribulation and had seen countless saint techniques, heavenly skills, and supreme emperor techniques. However, Ling Xiao's epic fist still amazed him. The most commendable thing was that it was Ling Xiao's self-created fist principle. It had endless possibilities. If one wanted to reach the supreme emperor realm, he had to create his own path. One could not break through to the Emperor realm just by obtaining the Supreme Emperor scripture and cultivating Supreme Emperor techniques. As for Ling Xiao, he had already taken the most crucial step. Not mature enough. Senior Gu, I want to nurture 100 scriptures and fuse 10,000 techniques. This epic fist is just a rough creation and has many flaws. Please enlighten me, Senior Gu. Ling Xiao said seriously. Nurturing 100 scriptures in a furnace, fusing 10,000 methods? You brat, you're really ambitious. Let's not talk about this anymore. You'd better heal your injuries first. Empyrean Demon Sunflower's main body is a good thing. Although you suffered heavy injuries this time, you might be able to break through and rebuild, allowing you to advance a step further. Gu Dawi laughed bitterly. There's a secret chamber in the dragon tribe. Come with me, big brother Ling Xiao. Long Xiaoxiao hurriedly brought Ling Xiao into the depths of the sacred mountain. At this moment, the stunned crowd finally regained their senses. The Demon Emperor's clone has fallen. Who is that Ling Xiao? Not only did a great Saint Realm cultivator wield an Apex Emperor weapon, but he was also able to kill the Demon Emperor's clone? This is too unbelievable. This person must be a peerless genius. It sounds like he's Lord Dragon Monarch's cousin? If the Dragon Tribe can be on good terms with this person, it'll be greatly beneficial to the Dragon Tribe. I didn't expect Empyrean Demon Sunflower and the Demon Emperor's clone to fall in Ling Xiao's hands. I don't think the Demon Emperor will let this matter rest. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse for the Dragon Tribe to become enemies with an Emperor. Sigh. If Long Ao and Dragon Monarch were still around, why would we need to be afraid of the so-called Demon Emperor? Long Aoyan's cultivation is still too weak. He's not even a saint. How can he rule the Dragon Tribe? Everyone was discussing animatedly. It was as if they were in a dream that Ling Xiao had killed the Demon Emperor's clone with a single punch. At the same time, they were worried about the future of the Dragon Tribe. The Dragon Tribe was now in a precarious situation. Although Ao Kuang and Ao Wang had been killed, they had offended the Demon Emperor. What would the Dragon Tribe do in the future? Everyone, pack up and head to the heavenly palace of the sacred mountain. I have something to say. Long Aotian said to everyone. Yes, Lord Dragon Monarch. In the sacred mountain of dragons, many experts of the Dragon Tribe bowed. They had no choice. Although Long Aotian's cultivation was only at the peak of the Sage-to-Be realm, he had the ancestral Dragon Imperial Jade Seal. Moreover, the 20 Saint Kings around Long Aotian were not to be trifled with. Even if some people were unhappy, they did not dare to express it. These fellows still need to be taught a lesson. Long Aotian's eyes flashed as he sensed the attitude of the people of the Dragon Tribe. At this moment, they were not completely loyal to him. It seemed that he still needed some time before he could completely control the Dragon Tribe. My cultivation has reached the peak of the Sage-to-Be realm. Next, I will become a saint. When I have the cultivation of a saint, with the help of the 20 Saint Kings, I will be able to control the entire Dragon Tribe. At that time, my cousin will definitely kill his way back to the divine world. The Dragon Tribe must be his strongest support. Long Aotian thought to himself as a sharp light flashed in his eyes. Although it seemed that the people of the Dragon Tribe had now acknowledged his position as the Dragon God, there would definitely be some who would obey him in public, but oppose him in private. If those fellows really thought that Long Aotian was easy to bully, then they were wrong. Long Aotian did not mind using ruthless means to unify the entire Dragon Tribe as soon as possible. The people of the Dragon Tribe began to clean up the battlefield. Long Aotian led the 20 Saint Kings and flew towards the depths of the sacred mountain of dragons. He wanted to descend to the heavenly palace of dragons and confirm the supreme authority of the Dragon God. In a mysterious chaotic space in the demon world, Ling Xiao, I did not expect that the chosen one of this era would come to the demon world. As expected of the chosen one, he created such a terrifying fist technique at the Great Saint Realm. He has walked his own path. In the future, he will definitely be able to step into the Supreme God realm. A powerful spiritual wave spread out. In the endless chaotic mist, there seemed to be an incomparably huge ancient ferocious beast that breathed in and out chaotic gas. It emitted a terrifying aura that caused the entire chaotic space to tremble. Although his figure could not be seen clearly, his pair of eyes flashed with a dense bloody light. It was like a blood-red sun that hung high in the sky, emitting a terrifying pressure. However, since you dare to come to the demon world, Then don't leave. Once I devour you and obtain your heavenly fate, I may be able to take that final step. Great Emperor, no one can stop me. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version of reading website. Chapter 2583. Dragon Clan Dragon Blood Pool. The Dragon Blood Pool was a forbidden area of the Dragon Clan. Its importance was second only to the ancestral Dragon Cave. The Dragon Blood Pool gathered the blood essence of the ancestors of the Dragon Clan. Every generation of experts of the Dragon Clan would leave their blood essence in the Dragon Blood Pool. Some people even chose to pass away in the Dragon Blood Pool before they died. Over hundreds of millions of years, the Dragon Blood Pool had accumulated countless amounts of Dragon Clan blood essence. It looked like a huge sea of blood, surging with terrifying power fluctuations. In the Dragon Clan, everyone had a chance to enter the Dragon Blood Pool to be baptized when they were born. In addition, only those who had made great contributions to the Dragon Clan would be rewarded with the opportunity to cultivate in the Dragon Blood Pool. Originally, Ling Xiao didn't have the qualifications to enter the Dragon Blood Pool. After all, he wasn't a member of the Dragon Clan. However, Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao directly opened the Dragon Blood Pool and sent Ling Xiao in to heal. They didn't care about the opinions of others, and no one dared to object. Ling Xiao sat cross-legged in the Dragon Blood Pool. The sea of blood around him rose as if there were mysterious blood dragons swimming, containing extremely pure power fluctuations. Ling Xiao didn't take the initiative to devour the energy in the Dragon Blood Pool. However, because Ling Xiao also had the bloodline of the ancestral dragon, the boundless energy in the Dragon Blood Pool constantly gathered in his body, repairing his damaged body. Wang. The heavenly might was like a prison steel. The light was dazzling. Empyrean demonic sunflower appeared in front of Ling Xiao. However, he was currently imprisoned by the divine chains of order, and was seriously injured. He didn't have the slightest ability to resist. His eyes were full of despair. Empyrean demonic sunflower's true form was a sunflower. A huge sunflower that was over 1,000,000 feet tall contained boundless power of origin. It was even stronger than some innate spiritual roots. Previously, Ling Xiao had cut Empyrean demonic sunflower in half. Half of his body had been given to Gu Daoyi. With the help of Empyrean demonic sunflower's other half, Gu Daoyi might be able to recover part of his cultivation. Empyrean demonic sunflower in front of Ling Xiao was only left with a huge sunflower petal. It was like a black sun, with sparkling sunflower seeds that were as sharp as swords. At the same time, they exuded a strange fragrance. Empyrean demonic sunflower, if you can answer some of my questions, I'll give you a quick death, and let your true spirit enter reincarnation. How about it? Ling Xiao looked at demonic sunflower in front of him. If you want to kill me, then just do it. What's the point of talking so much? Empyrean devil sunflower said with a cold snort, the will to die already sprouting in his heart. Empyrean devil sunflower, you're a sunflower corroborating your Tao. It's very difficult to begin with. Are you really willing to let your soul scatter and scatter like this? Now that even the Demon Emperor's clone has been destroyed by me, there's no point in you keeping your mouth shut. If you really don't want to talk, then don't blame me for shattering your true spirit and searching your soul. At that time, even if I lose some information, I can only attack you. Ling Xiao smiled faintly. You go ahead and ask. Empyrean demon sunflower was furious, but after thinking about it, he smiled bitterly and nodded. He really didn't want his soul to dissipate. Now that his life was in Ling Xiao's hands, even if he died, he hoped to leave behind a trace of his true spirit to enter the cycle of reincarnation. Perhaps there would be a day when he could recover. However, if his soul was truly destroyed, then everything would be for naught. Who is the Demon Emperor? Ling Xiao asked. He was very curious about the Demon Emperor. This Demon Emperor seemed to have popped out of thin air. Regardless of whether it was Gu Daoyi or the Dragon Clan's many holy kings, none knew the Demon Emperor's identity. His Majesty the Demon Emperor's identity is incomparably mysterious. Even if I'm one of the 4 great Empyreans under him, we don't know his true identity. We only know that the Demon Emperor appeared in the demon realm 10,000 years ago. When he appeared, He was already an Imperial Lord powerhouse. In these 10,000 years, he has always been plotting to unify the demon realm, but he has never shown his true face to people. It has always been us four great Empyreans taking action. Occasionally, he would appear with his clone. In these 10,000 years, we have accumulated incomparably powerful strength in the demon realm. Empyrean Demon Sunflower said slowly. Since he agreed to answer Ling Zhao's question, he also had nothing to hide and said everything he knew. Ling Zhao's brows furrowed slightly. He didn't expect that this demon emperor was actually so mysterious. Even Empyrean Demon Sunflower didn't know his true identity. How many people do you have under you? Where is your encampment? Why did you attack the Dragon Clan? Ling Zhao continued to ask. Lord Demon Emperor's whereabouts are elusive. No one knows his whereabouts. Lord Demon Emperor's subordinates are led by us four great Empyreans. There are a total of nearly 1,000 Saint Kings, great sages and saints. He established the Demon Emperor's realm in the western floating island. The Demon Emperor's realm is our headquarters. The reason why we attacked the Dragon Clan is because the Dragon Clan is now the weakest among the 5 great sacred clans. In addition, Longxian is missing. As long as we can control the Dragon Clan, we can use the Dragon Clan as the core to infiltrate the other 4 great sacred clans. Finally, we can control the 5 great sacred clans and dominate the demon realm. Empyrean Demon Sunflower said slowly. With Empyrean Demon Sunflower's narration, Ling Zhao's heart was also incomparably shocked. In today's demon realm, although the 5 great sacred clans had declined, they were still the rulers of the demon realm on the surface. There were no more than 10 imperial lords in the demon realm. However, except for the Dragon Clan, the other 4 great sacred clans almost all had imperial lords. However, according to Empyrean Demon Sunflower, the 5 great sacred clans were now all infiltrated by them. They all had people with high positions. If they didn't want to control the Dragon Clan this time, it was likely that no one would have discovered the traces of these people. Thousands of saints, 4 great Empyreans, and an incomparably mysterious and powerful demon emperor. If this force was really activated, it was likely that it would really shake the entire demon realm. Demon Emperor. Who was this demon emperor? The identity of the demon emperor was extremely mysterious. His 4 great Empyreans didn't know his identity. Empyrean Demon Sunflower only knew that the spy inside the Dragon Clan was Ao Kuang. As for who the people inside the other 4 great sacred clans were, even Empyrean Demon Sunflower didn't know. They were respectively controlled by the other 3 great Empyreans. This organization was extremely mysterious and strict. Even if Ling Zhao was lucky enough to capture Empyrean Demon Sunflower, he still couldn't know all of their information. What he knew was only the tip of the iceberg. Demon Emperor? As long as you don't provoke me, I can't be bothered to care about you. Whether you want to dominate the demon realm or have other purposes, it has nothing to do with me. Ling Zhao secretly thought in his heart. Since the Demon Emperor wanted to hide his identity, he wouldn't delve into it. However, Ling Zhao also knew that this time, he most likely had a personal enmity with the Demon Emperor. Not only did he capture and kill Empyrean Demon Sunflower, but he also killed one of the Demon Emperor's clones. The Demon Emperor probably wouldn't let him off so easily. Ling Zhao asked Empyrean Demon Sunflower some other information, and also found out that the other 3 great Empyreans' bodies were all demon plants. Demon plants were different from demon beasts. It was extremely difficult for demon plants to transform, and even give birth to intelligence to embark on the path of cultivation. However, the 4 great Empyreans under the Demon Emperor were all demon plants. This made Ling Zhao feel extremely strange. The 4 great Empyreans were all demon plants. There was probably some connection between them. Ling Zhao, I've already told you all the information. Can you give me a quick death? Empyrean Demon Sunflower said coldly. No problem. I'll send you into reincarnation. Ling Zhao smiled faintly. End of chapter. Chapter 2584. Boom. Heaven's might was like a prison steel, shining brightly. Divine chains of order shot out from it, penetrating Celestial Master Demonic Sunflower's primordial spirit in an instant, completely shattering it. Only a wisp of celestial master demonic sunflower's primordial spirit was left behind, dissipating with the wind and disappearing into the void. Although Ling Xiao also wanted to subdue a celestial master, he understood that since celestial master demonic sunflower was a subordinate of the demon emperor, the demon emperor must have left some means on him. Ling Xiao could not subdue him. Moreover, a celestial master was enough to pose a fatal threat to Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao also had to be on guard against him at all times, so it was better to kill him directly. Under the imprisonment of heaven's might, celestial master demonic sunflower could only watch Ling Xiao kill him. He did not even have the chance to self-destruct. What rich life essence! It's worthy of being a demon plant's transformation. The power of origin contained in it is probably hundreds or thousands of times more than that of ordinary saint kings. It's enough for me to cultivate to the great saint perfection. Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of amazement. After celestial master demonic sunflower was killed, only a corpse was left. The huge sunflower was like a black sun, exuding a majestic and rich life aura. Ling Xiao was now seriously injured. Even the majestic dragon blood essence in the dragon blood pool could only temporarily prevent his injuries from worsening. He did not know how long it would take for him to completely recover. However, even if only half of celestial master demonic sunflower's body was left, it still contained an incomparably majestic power of origin. It was enough to heal Ling Xiao's injuries and even improve them further. These sunflower seeds can actually increase the power of the primordial spirit, and even help demon beasts develop intelligence. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed, and a sunflower seed fell into his palm. The sunflower seed looked to be a foot long, crystal clear, like a short sword, exuding a sharp sword aura. However, Ling Xiao felt that it contained a majestic power of the primordial spirit. It was extremely strange. Even celestial master demonic sunflower's huge body only had 360 sunflower seeds. This sunflower seed may be able to increase the intelligence of the golden-winged dragon eagle. I'll let Outyin try it later. Ling Xiao thought to himself. Golden-winged dragon eagle was now cultivating in Long Outyin's ancestral dragon imperial jade seal. Long Outyin saw that this guy's cultivation had reached the great sage realm perfection. He wanted to see if he could use the ancestral dragon imperial jade seal to comprehend the Holy King way and break through to the Holy King realm. Rumble. After putting away the 360 sunflower seeds, Ling Xiao used the heaven-devouring secret technique, and a vast heaven-devouring sacred domain appeared around him. Purple light rose up around him, and he began to devour and refine the origin energy within the huge sunflower. A celestial lord's physical body, precepts, and primordial spirit had all reached the pinnacle of the saint way. They stood at the pinnacle of the saint king. Even a drop of their blood could make a mortal become a god. To ordinary cultivators, it was a supreme pill. Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower was a monster plant in human form. The origin energy contained in his body was 10 times, or even 100 times more than that of an ordinary celestial lord. Ling Xiao's body seemed to be shrouded by the origin energy. His physical body was devouring the origin energy hungrily. Every particle in his body was like a withered world, frantically devouring the power of celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower, and began to repair his injuries. Phew! Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower is indeed worthy of his name. This origin energy is even purer and more powerful than those saint pills. Ling Xiao felt comfortable all over. His limbs and bones were filled with the origin energy. His primordial immortal body was already cracked like a spiderweb, and it was on the verge of collapse. However, as he devoured the origin energy of Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower, his severe injuries began to improve at a speed visible to the naked eye. In Ling Xiao's body, the power that had been exhausted began to fill up. His blood surged, scouring his physical body over and over again. Purple gas lingered around his body. The bones in his body presented a transparent crystal color, filled with an immortal fluctuation. Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower's origin energy gathered around Ling Xiao's body and quickly formed a giant black cocoon, allowing him to undergo a transformation. Ling Xiao's cultivation began to slowly strengthen. The opportunities and good fortune in Ancestral Dragon Cave allowed Ling Xiao's cultivation realm to reach the great sage perfection in one fell swoop. Now there was no bottleneck in the realm for him. As he devoured the majestic origin energy of Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower, Ling Xiao's cultivation also began to climb toward the great sage perfection. In the battle of the 10,000 Dragon Mountain Range, because the battle fluctuations were too great, it almost swept through the Easternwood region and shook the entire demon realm. Soon the news of the battle spread. Long Outyin became the new dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan. This news was also announced to the world and the other 4 sacred clans. The inside story of the battle at the 10,000 Dragon Sacred Mountain also began to be known. No one thought that the Dragon Clan, one of the 5 sacred clans, would actually have a supreme elder who rebelled and almost succeeded in his plot to occupy the position of Dragon Monarch. Everyone was extremely curious about the identity of Ling Xiao and Long Outyin. They didn't know why the Dragon Clan's Dragon Monarch was not Long Xiaoxiao, but this Long Outyin. Many people who were observant could not help but be shocked after hearing the names of Ling Xiao and Long Outyin. Heaven's chosen son. They did not expect that the legendary Heaven's chosen son was actually still alive and had come to the demon realm. Some people sighed with emotion, some people marveled at Ling Xiao's powerful combat power, and some people coveted the Heaven's chosen son. There were all kinds of reactions. Legend had it that in the battle at the 10,000 Dragon Sacred Mountain, Ling Xiao killed Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower and an Emperor's avatar. Everyone was also extremely curious and puzzled about Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower and the mysterious Demon Emperor, but they had never heard any news about Celestial Lord Demonic Sunflower and the Demon Emperor. Because of the battle at the 10,000 Dragon Sacred Mountain, the originally calm demon realm began to become turbulent. Many people cast their eyes on the Easternwood region. The Dragon Clan, which was originally living in seclusion, also became the focus of the demon realm. At this moment, there were also people in the demon realm who were excited by the news of Ling Xiao and Long Outyin. In an ancient mountain surrounded by clouds and mist, the origin energy condensed into a substance like mist. There were old vines, precious herbs, and strange flowers everywhere. It was like a paradise. Young Lorden, the latest news from the Easternwood region is that a person named Long Outyin has become the dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan. There is also a person named Ling Xiao who killed a celestial lord and an emperor's avatar at the 10,000 Dragon Sacred Mountain. An old man with white hair and beard stood with his hands behind his back and slowly said, "Ling Xiao is in the Dragon Clan at the 10,000 Dragon Sacred Mountain? That little bastard Long Outyin has become the dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan? Haha. Tell master that I want to go to the Dragon Clan to congratulate the dragon monarch." Origin energy revolved around a godstone, and a handsome young man with a clear smile abruptly opened his eyes. He was overjoyed and extremely excited. He wanted nothing more than to rush to the sacred mountain of 10,000 dragons immediately. Chapter 2585. Young Lorden was the old goat, and then, 100 years ago, the old goat learned of Ling Xiao's death in the battle at Ling Xiao Mountain Range. He was furious and wanted nothing more than to kill his way to the demon and god realms to avenge Ling Xiao. However, his master, Monarch Devouring Heaven, locked him in the devouring world and told him that he could only rely on his own strength to escape. Taoist Wuxia was also locked in the devouring realm. The devouring realm was a world created by Emperor Devouring Sky. It was ancient and mysterious, containing many opportunities, but it was also full of danger. The old goat and Taoist Wuxia went through untold hardships and spent 100 years to escape the devouring realm. Their cultivation had also skyrocketed to the Great Saint realm. The old goat was planning to sneak out to the divine world to find Ling Xiao, but he did not expect Ling Xiao to be in the demon world. "I knew that bastard Ling Xiao wouldn't die. He's so heartless. How could he not look for me in the demon world? When I see him, I'll teach him a lesson." The old goat's eyes were sparkling, and his face was full of smiles. He had been worried about Ling Xiao's safety for more than 100 years in the devouring world. After all, dozens of saint kings, celestial venerables and emperors had attacked during the battle at the Ling Xiao mountain range. Ling Xiao had not yet proven his Tao and become a saint, so how could he have escaped death? Now he was completely at ease. Young Lorden, the old master said before he went into seclusion that you're not allowed to leave the demon world. The white-haired old man smiled bitterly. Grandpa Baizé, I'm going to the Dragon Clan to congratulate the Dragon Monarch, not the demon world. Besides, the Dragon Clan is one of the 5 great saint clans. The new Dragon Monarch of the Dragon Clan is about to ascend to the throne. With Grandpa Baizé around, I'll be fine. The old goat said obediently to the old man in front of him with a smile. The white-haired old man in front of him was called Baizé, and his true form was the divine beast Baizé. He had a close relationship with Emperor Devouring Sky, and his status in the Devouring Mountain was second only to Emperor Devouring Sky. Emperor Devouring Sky was in seclusion, and Baizé was in charge of everything in the Devouring Mountain. The old goat knew that although the old man in front of him looked kind and gentle, his strength was unfathomable. Otherwise, the Saint King Realm's supreme elders of the heaven-devouring mountain would not be so respectful to him. However, Baizé doted on the old goat very much. Apart from not allowing him to leave the mountain-devouring mountain, Baizé granted the old goats every request. This made the old goat even more lawless in the mountain-devouring mountain. Looks like after staying in the devouring heavens realm for over 100 years, you still haven't gotten rid of your impetuous nature. Alright, if you want to go to the Dragon Clan to congratulate them, that's fine, but you have to come with me. You can't cause trouble. Baizé smiled bitterly as if he couldn't do anything to old goat. Hee Grandpa Baizé, don't worry. I'm very obedient. The old goat's eyes lit up. Grandpa Baizé finally heaved a sigh of relief. He was about to see Ling Xiao devour. Whoosh! At this moment, a streak of light descended from the sky, following the waterfall and appearing before Baizé and the old goat. It was a middle-aged Taoist in a feathered robe. His face was like jade, his eyes were like stars, and he had a faint smile on his face. His entire body exuded an ethereal and otherworldly aura. He held a purple-gold horsetail whisk in his hand, and the aura around him seemed to be one with the heavens and earth. Anyone who saw him couldn't help but admire him and praise him for being an expert. Taoist Wu Liang, where did you go, you bastard? When the old goat saw the middle-aged Taoist in front of him, he became angry and glared at him as he asked. The middle-aged Taoist was naturally Wu Liang. After he and the old goat escaped from the devouring heavens realm, Wu Liang snuck out of the mountain-devouring mountain without bringing the old goat with him. The old goat was furious and scolded Taoist Wu Liang for being disloyal. Old goat, I found a huge tomb with an incomplete emperor formation protecting it. It might have been left behind by an expert from the previous era. Are you interested in doing something big? Taoist Wu Liang said with a wretched smile, and his eyes lit up. Instantly, his image of an otherworldly expert was destroyed. Huge tomb? Protected by an emperor formation? Is it the tomb of an imperial emperor, or a great emperor? Cough cough. Pui, who cares about a huge tomb? How could I, young Lorden, do something as shameless as robbing someone's tomb? You old bastard, you're not loyal enough to bring me along? The old goat's eyes also lit up, but he carefully glanced at Baizé next to him. Then he put on a righteous look and scolded Taoist Wu Liang. You're really not going? I just came back to inform you. If you're not going, I'm leaving. Taoist Wu Liang chuckled. Come back. Do you know that Ling Xiao and Long Outyin have come to the demon realm? The old goat hurriedly stopped Taoist Wu Liang. Ling Xiao. Taoist Wu Liang trembled and immediately turned around. His eyes were filled with disbelief and surprise. That's right. Ling Xiao isn't dead. As the saying goes, good people don't live long, but scourges live for 1,000 years. Even if this old man is dead, that guy won't die. The old goat chuckled. Baizé's forehead was full of black lines when she heard the old goat's rebellious words. This guy is getting more and more lawless. The old goat told Taoist Wu Liang the news from Baizé. Taoist Wu Liang was also very excited. He forgot about the huge tomb and couldn't wait to kill his way to the Dragon Clan. So exciting? That bastard Ling Xiao is not a good brother. He suppressed a sage king, killed a heavenly venerable, and slaughtered an imperial emperor's clone. How could he not bring us along? We can't let that kid go, Daoist Wu Liang said indignantly. Although he didn't see it with his own eyes, he was sure that Ling Xiao had helped Long Outyin ascend to the position of the Dragon Monarch. The process must have been very thrilling. However, Ling Xiao had forgotten about his two good brothers in such an exciting matter. This made Daoist Wu Liang and the old goat very unhappy. I heard that the dragon blood pool of the Dragon Clan has gathered the blood of the Dragon Clan for hundreds of millions of years. The ancestral dragon cave is the legendary birthplace of the ancestral dragon. Now that our eldest nephew has become the Dragon Monarch, won't the dragon blood pool and ancestral dragon cave be ours to explore? The old goat also chuckled. He had set his sights on the dragon blood pool and ancestral dragon cave. Baizhe was very helpless when he saw the old goat and Daoist Wu Liang discussing how to deal with Ling Xiao after meeting him. They even wanted to explore the Dragon Clan's forbidden area, and even join forces to explore the huge tomb. He suddenly regretted agreeing to bring the old goat to the Dragon Clan. These two lawless guys, if they meet the legendary Heaven's chosen child again, who knows what kind of trouble they will cause. Chapter 2586. 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. 3 months had passed since the battle at the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. The Dragon God coronation ceremony would be held in 3 days. Originally, Long Outyin didn't want to hold an enthronement ceremony, but as one of the 5 sacred clans, the Dragon Monarch's enthronement must be announced to the demon realm. Therefore, Long Outyin had no choice but to comply. Over the past few days, there had been a constant stream of experts from the demon realm rushing to the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain to participate in the Dragon God coronation ceremony. In the demon realm, the 5 holy clans were still the overlords on the surface, each occupying a piece of land. Therefore, the Dragon King's enthronement ceremony was highly valued by the entire demon realm. Many Holy Land sects, ancient demon clans, and untainted species did not dare to be negligent after receiving the news. They all sent people with gifts to the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. The dragon race had originally lived in seclusion. Although the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain spanned hundreds of millions of miles, and had tens of thousands of mountain ranges, there were very few people. No one dared to intrude into the ancestral land of the dragon race. However, due to the Dragon God coronation ceremony, the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain had become more and more lively. Those who had arrived in the early stages were all ordinary factions. As for the powerful Holy Lands and ancient clans, they would only appear later. Divine light kept flashing in the sky. Powerful chariots arrived one after another. Powerful silhouettes landed on the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. Then, under the guidance of the members of the Dragon Clan, they stayed in the outer courtyard of the Dragon Clan. In order to welcome the various factions, the dragon race took out thousands of mountains and gathered the dragon veins to form a huge spirit-gathering array. It showed the dragon race's extraordinary foundation. In the dragon race, the 2 grand elders in charge were Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian. They were also the welcoming guests of the Dragon God coronation ceremony. They led the dragon race to welcome the arrival of many experts. The Battle Sacred Ape Race's clan leader and young clan leader are here. Young clan leader Yuan Qitian is said to have awakened the Battle Sacred Body. Although he has just become a sage, he once fought against a great sage without being defeated. The Netherworld Sparrow Clan's Holy Lady is here too. The 1,000 Demons Sacred Ground's Grand Elder and Holy Lady are here. The 1,000 Demons Sacred Ground is said to be at odds with the Qilin clan. They have always been fighting for control of the central soil region. The Holy Master of the Floating Mountain has come personally. It seems that although the dragon race has been in seclusion for many years, their prestige hasn't decreased at all. Looking at the incomparably powerful figures in the void, the crowd began to discuss spiritedly. In the demon realm, almost all the major forces had arrived, which made people have a very deep understanding of the status of the Dragon Clan. You don't know about this, do you? The reason why so many people came to the Dragon Monarch's enthronement ceremony was because they wanted to test the strength of the Dragon Clan. Do you really think that the Dragon Clan is so important? Someone sneered and said in a low voice. Why do you want to test the Dragon Clan? Could it be that they want to deal with the Dragon Clan? Someone asked. That's not necessarily true. Although the Dragon Clan was one of the 5 great saint clans, the previous dragon monarch, Long Xian, had gone missing. Furthermore, the Dragon Clan had just gone through a great war. They were probably at their weakest right now. The other 4 sacred clans all have imperial lords overseeing them, but the Dragon Clan probably doesn't even have an Empyrean powerhouse. The Dragon Clan has already become the weakest of the 5 sacred clans. Isn't it? Back in the day, the Dragon Clan was the overlord of the demon realm in ancient times, the leader of the 5 great saint clans. The other 4 sacred clans all bowed down to the Dragon Clan. Unfortunately, the Dragon Clan is now weak and no longer has the glory of the past. That's right. Therefore, I'm afraid that the other 4 sacred clans' purpose in coming to the Dragon Monarch's enthronement ceremony this time is not so simple. After all, in name, the Dragon Clan is still the leader of the 5 great saint clans. When Long Xian was around, the other 4 sacred clans did not say anything. But now that Long Xian has gone missing, it's hard to say if the other 4 sacred clans are still willing to listen to the Dragon Clan. Although this is the Dragon Monarch's enthronement ceremony, I think it's also a disaster for the Dragon Clan. If they don't get through it, I'm afraid the Dragon Clan will be very embarrassed in the demon realm in the future. In the midst of the discussion, a few ear-piercing voices rang out loudly, causing the surrounding Dragon Clan guards to glare coldly and angrily. However, those people continued to discuss, as if they did not care about the Dragon Clan at all. Chirp! A piercing sound rang out, and the void instantly became incomparably hot as a bright scarlet glow gushed out. A fire phoenix that was emitting a 5-colored divine glow soared through the sky. A group of figures with powerful auras stood on top of it, but most of them were women. The leader was a woman wearing a 5-colored feather robe. She was tall and slender, and her face was beautiful. She had a mature charm, and every frown and smile exuded a myriad of charm. Behind the woman stood a young girl wearing a black robe. Her skin was as white as jade, and her face was covered with a light veil. Her eyes revealed a cold light, and her body exuded a demonic black light. The fire phoenix was extremely fast, and it landed on the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain in an instant. That's the clan leader of the Phoenix Clan, Fengxian. I didn't expect the clan leader of the Phoenix Clan to come personally. Someone exclaimed, instantly recognizing the identity of this group of people. The Phoenix Clan. The woman wearing a 5-colored feather robe was the clan leader of the Phoenix Clan, and she was also known as the Phoenix Empress, Fengxian. The people behind her should be the young geniuses of the Phoenix Clan. That black-robed woman should be the recently rumored prodigy of the Phoenix Clan. And also the young clan leader of the Phoenix Clan? I heard that this young clan leader has the bloodline of the Dark Phoenix. Hiss, the bloodline of the Dark Phoenix? That's a mutated bloodline of the Phoenix Clan, and it's said that she has the highest chance of becoming the ancestral Phoenix. Looks like the Phoenix Clan is about to rise. Someone exclaimed, and their eyes were filled with amazement as they looked at the Phoenix Clan. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. However, what happened next shocked everyone even more. After the arrival of the Phoenix Clan, an incomparably powerful aura fluctuation erupted in the void. A ferocious white tiger came from the west, an ancient and mysterious black tortoise that seemed to be surrounded by an endless sea came from the north, and a qilin that emitted a 5-colored divine glow came from the center. The White Tiger Clan, the Black Tortoise Clan, and the Qilin Clan had all arrived. Most importantly, the clan leaders of the 3 great sacred clans had all come, and they had brought the geniuses of the 3 clans to the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain. In the Dragon Clan, Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian led many elders of the Dragon Clan to welcome the 4 great sacred clans into the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain. The clan leaders of the 4 great sacred clans have come personally? This doesn't seem right. Everyone exclaimed in shock. That's right. Logically speaking, the 4 great sacred clans only need to send their grand elders to participate in the dragon god's coronation ceremony, and there's no need for the clan leaders to come personally. Looks like something big is going to happen this time. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version website. Chapter 2587. It's not just the patriarchs of the 4 great sacred clans. I seem to have seen the young patriarchs of the 4 great sacred clans as well. They don't seem to have good intentions. Isn't that right? The patriarchs of the 4 great sacred clans are all heavenly venerables. Their strength is unparalleled and unfathomable. The 4 great heavenly venerables have descended upon the dragon race. This dragon monarch coronation ceremony is very intriguing. Isn't that so? I heard that the new dragon monarch, Long Outyen, is still in the half-step saint realm. He's not even a saint yet. Long Outyen can't even suppress the 4 young patriarchs, let alone the patriarchs of the 4 great sacred clans. The arrival of the patriarchs of the 4 great sacred clans made everyone feel that something was amiss. Inside the dragon race, the experts of the sacred grounds and ancient clans were arranged to stay in the outer sect of the dragon race. The 4 great sacred clans and the dragon race had an unusual relationship. They had always been on the same side, so Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian welcomed them directly into the inner sect of the dragon race. The patriarch of the white tiger race was called Bai Chongshan. He was a very tall and sturdy man. His aura was unfathomable and his blood energy was rising. Standing behind Bai Chongshan was a young man in golden armor. He looked similar to Bai Chongshan, but his expression was very domineering. He was Bai Chongshan's son, Bai Hansong. At this moment, Bai Chongshan was talking to Feng Xian'er. Bai Chongshan looked very attentive, but Feng Xian'er ignored him. The patriarch of the black tortoise race, Xian Cha, was an old man with a ruddy complexion and white hair. He was holding the hand of a little boy who looked like he was carved from jade. The little boy's big round eyes were very cute, and he was looking around curiously. The patriarch of the Qilin race, Huang Lan, was a middle-aged man with an elegant face. He had a faint smile on his face and looked very easygoing. Behind him was a cold and arrogant young man with a 5-colored divine spear. He looked tall and straight, and his aura was very powerful. His eyes were as sharp as a sword and no one dared to look at him directly. Xian Cha was also chatting with Huang Lan. The 2 of them looked like old friends who hadn't seen each other for many years. Elder Sun and Moon, where is the new dragon monarch, Long Outyen and the little princess? Feng Xian'er looked at Ao Ryu and asked. Feng clan leader, Lord Dragon Monarch and the little princess are currently in seclusion, and have yet to come out. Please forgive them for not being able to welcome you personally. However, it definitely won't delay the enthronement ceremony in 3 days. Ao Ryu chuckled. Seclusion? Could it be that he had attained the Tao and become a saint? Who would have thought that the dragon race was becoming more and more useless? They actually let a brat who came out of nowhere become the dragon monarch. It's fine if my niece becomes the dragon monarch, but how can you be at ease with a person of unknown origins becoming the dragon monarch? Bai Chongshan sneered. Clan leader Bai, Lord Dragon Monarch is the successor of Ao Sheng Dragon Monarch. Everyone in the dragon tribe knows this. Please watch your words. Ao Xingqian frowned and slowly said. Ao Sheng Longjun's successor? Didn't he say it himself? You haven't even seen Ao Sheng Longjun's inheritance. How can you be so sure? Letting a half-sage become a dragon monarch. The dragon clan is really not afraid of being laughed at by the people of the demon realm. Bai Chongshan chuckled and said. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian both frowned. They could feel the malice in Bai Chongshan's words. This time, the clan leaders of the 4 great sacred clans had come together, and they felt that they had come with ill intentions. This was especially true for Bai Chongshan and Huang Lan. They were people of the same generation as Long Xian, and they had been beaten up by Long Xian many times. Although the 2 of them did not hate the dragon clan, they did dislike them. Bai Chongshan, where did you get so much nonsense from? We came to the dragon clan this time, because we have important matters to discuss. If you can't control your stinky mouth, then get lost. Feng Xian'er glared at Bai Chongshan and said. Bai Chongshan seemed to be very afraid of Feng Xian'er. He immediately became obedient and chuckled. Sister Xian'er is right. I am also concerned about the dragon clan. After all, the 5 great sacred clans are united. That old bastard Long Xian is missing, and I am also Xiao Xiao's uncle. She was deceived by someone. Elder Sun Moon, I heard that you killed Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei, and the Demon Emperor's avatars in the battle 3 months ago? I didn't think that the Demon Emperor would be dishonest again. Xiansha suddenly looked at Ao Ryu and asked with a trace of worry in his eyes. Demon Emperor? He is just a coward who hides his head and shows his tail. A madman who wants to unify the demon realm. If he dares to show his face, I will definitely kill him. Bai Chongshan said disdainfully. Brother Bai, you cannot underestimate the Demon Emperor. Although this person is crazy, he can plan before he acts and is extremely patient. Even Ao Kuang was subdued by him. I think he will become a great enemy of the 5 great sacred clans sooner or later. Huang Lan's eyes also flashed with a cold light. If my guess is correct, that Ling Xiao who killed Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei and the Demon Emperor's avatars is the God Realm's heaven-chosen child, right? Feng Xian'er suddenly looked at Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian and said, Heaven-chosen child. When these 4 words came out, whether it was the black-robed girl behind Feng Xian'er, Bai Hansong and the delicate little boy, or even the arrogant youth with the 5-colored divine spear, their eyes lit up. Especially the black-robed girl. Her body seemed to be trembling slightly. The words heaven-chosen child seemed to have some kind of magic, causing Feng Xian'er, Bai Chongshan, Xiansha, and Huang Lan's eyes to shine. This was also one of the goals of their trip. That's right, it is him. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian looked at each other and nodded. They only learned of Ling Xiao's true identity after that battle. The heaven-chosen child of this era. The peerless genius who had the highest chance of confirming his Tao and becoming an emperor in the future. This identity was even more precious than the dragon sovereigns, and it shocked them immensely. However, Ling Xiao did not want to hide anything, so they answered Feng Xian'er's question very frankly. Ling Xiao, it should be him. Long Outyin is his cousin, and they are both from the mortal realm. Ling Xiao used the alias Long Outyin before, so it can be confirmed that this person of the dragon race is the heaven-chosen child. Who would have thought that he would come to the demon realm? Huang Lan's eyes flashed with a trace of surprise. Say, if we kill that Ling Xiao and take his heavenly fate, will the 4 of us break through to the Imperial Emperor realm? Bai Chongshan suddenly said quietly. Clan leader Bai, are you trying to make the entire dragon race your enemy? Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian's expressions changed as they glared at Bai Chongshan, and their voices became a little cold. In the battle 3 months ago, Ling Xiao killed Heavenly Venerable Mo Kuei and destroyed the Demon Emperor's clone. His peerless demeanor was forever imprinted in everyone's hearts, and he conquered the hearts of every member of the dragon race. The dragon race was arrogant, but the dragon race also respected the strong the most. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingqian were completely conquered by Ling Xiao, and they also understood that if it was not for Ling Xiao, the dragon race would have fallen into eternal damnation. Therefore, Bai Chongshan's words instantly ignited the hostility in their hearts. End of chapter. Chapter 2588. Bai Chongshan, don't spout nonsense if you don't know how to speak. Have you forgotten how the Divine World's Saint Kings, Heavenly Venerables, and Demon World's Demon King Chonglu died? Feng Xian'er frowned and glared at Bai Chongshan. Brother Bai, you've gone too far. Huang Wan said. Chongshan, it's not that I'm looking down on you. Ling Xiao killed Heavenly Venerable Demonic Sunflower, and slaughtered the Demon Emperor's clone. Do you really think you can kill him? A heaven's chosen child won't die so easily. Think about the Heavenly Emperor of the last era. You're trying to consign the White Tiger clan to eternal damnation. Xiansha laughed bitterly as he shook his head and said. Seeing everyone's dissatisfaction, Bai Chongshan quickly laughed dryly and said, I'm just joking. You guys are really anxious. Ling Xiao is the Dragon Clan's benefactor. Of course he's our friend. Uncles, I don't believe that Ling Xiao can kill Heavenly Venerable Demonic Sunflower and slaughter the Demon Emperor's clone. After all, that battle took place at the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain. This place is protected by the Dragon Clan's Supreme Emperor Array. He's just a great saint. How strong can he be? Bai Hansong, who was standing behind Bai Chongshan, suddenly sneered. There was a trace of defiance and strong fighting spirit in his eyes. He was the young master of the White Tiger clan, and also the possessor of the White Tiger bloodline. He was extremely powerful, and had already reached the Saint Realm's complete circle. He had always thought highly of himself, and was known to be invincible among his peers. He could even fight against a great Saint Realm expert. However, he did not dare to say that he could disregard a Saint King. A heavenly venerable stood at the 4th stage of the Saint King realm. They were known to be at the peak of the Saint Realm. Their strength was so terrifying that they could probably crush a great saint with a single finger. He did not think that the legendary Heaven's chosen child Ling Xiao could have the strength to crush a heavenly venerable. I don't believe it either. Speaking of which, I also want to see what kind of person this Heaven's chosen child is. Also, what right does Dragon Lord Long Outyin of the Dragon Clan have to be chosen by Ao Sheng Dragon Lord and obtain his inheritance? The cold and arrogant young man standing behind Huang Lan said indifferently. He, 2 big brothers. I'm also very curious about that chosen one. I wonder if he can break through my absolute defense? The extremely innocent and cute little boy beside Xian Sha also giggled as he spoke. His eyes were filled with curiosity. Bai Han Song and the arrogant young man's faces twitched when they heard the boy's words. The boy was called Xian Ji. He was Xian Sha's grandson, and the publicly acknowledged young master of the Black Tortoise clan. However, Xian Ji was not as cute as he looked on the surface. On the contrary, he was a little devil. Be it Bai Han Song or the icily arrogant youth, both of them had suffered in the hands of Xian Ji. Although Xian Ji looked young, he was a saint. Most importantly, Xian Ji's absolute defense was extremely powerful. Neither Bai Han Song nor the arrogant young man could break through it. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingchen's expressions changed. These 3 represented the White Tiger tribe, the Qilin tribe, and the Black Tortoise tribe respectively. Although their words seemed to be unconvinced of Ling Xiao's strength, it also included Long Outyin's provocation. However, after the 3 of them spoke, the 4 clan leaders did not stop them. This was a little thought-provoking. Haha. Elders, please don't mind him. This boy of mine is a battle maniac. Perhaps he's excited by the sight of a hunter, and wants to spar with the dragon monarch and the chosen one. Bai Chongshan laughed. Although he said that he was embarrassed, his face was filled with pride. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingchen were both angry. However, they saw that Feng Xian or Huang Lan and Xian Sha's eyes were shining brightly. They did not say anything. It was obvious that they agreed with Bai Chongshan's words. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingchen were both shocked and furious. Their hearts were filled with incomparable bitterness. The dragon race was weak, and even their little brother in the past could clearly probe and provoke them now. They both felt a trace of sorrow. When would the dragon tribe be able to regain the glory of the ancient times? You think you're qualified to challenge my cousin? If you want to die, I can fulfill your wish. At this moment, an extremely domineering and arrogant voice sounded in the void. Boom. A blazing divine light rose in the distance. A vast dragon's aura gushed out and emitted a primitive and ancient aura. A 9-colored divine dragon crossed the void like a rainbow bridge. In an instant, 2 figures stepped on the 9-colored divine dragon and appeared in front of everyone. It was Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao. Long Outyin was wearing golden battle armor. His figure was slender and handsome. His long hair danced in the wind, emitting a wild aura. Especially the domineering and arrogant look in his eyes made him look even more dignified. His eyes were blazing and sharp. He looked directly at the 4 clan leaders without a trace of fear. Long Xiaoxiao's white dress fluttered in the wind. She looked beautiful and elegant. Her body was surrounded by a mysterious aura, ethereal and otherworldly. The 2 of them stood together like a couple of immortals. They looked extremely compatible. Long Outyin. A glint flashed across the eyes of the 4 clan leaders as they looked at Long Outyin, scrutinizing him. This was the first time they saw Long Outyin. They were very curious why Long Xiaoxiao was willing to give the Dragon Monarch position to someone who came out of nowhere. One had to admit that Long Outyin was very good-looking. His appearance and temperament alone could crush Bai Han Song and the arrogant young man. Moreover, Long Outyin wasn't a legendary sage to be. He and Long Xiaoxiao were surrounded by a powerful saint's aura. It was obvious that they had become saints. Humph. You're Long Outyin? You're just an early-stage saint. How can you become the dragon monarch of the dragon tribe? It seems like the dragon tribe has no one else. Bai Hansong stared at Long Outyin and said coldly. There was a trace of hostility and anger in his eyes. Why is this kid so hostile? What does it have to do with him that I'm the dragon monarch of the dragon tribe? I didn't eat his rice. Long Outyin's heart skipped a beat as he transmitted his voice to Long Xiaoxiao beside him. Don't underestimate him. His name is Bai Hansong. He's the young clan leader of the White Tiger tribe. Although he's a perfected saint, he once killed a great saint. The reason why he's so hostile to you probably has something to do with me. The 4 great saint tribes are coming aggressively. You have to be careful. Long Xiaoxiao's eyes revealed a trace of worry. She transmitted her voice to Long Outyin. Something to do with you? What's going on? Long Outyin asked through telepathy with an interested look on his face. It's not a big deal. It's just that Bai Chongshan once proposed to my husband. He wanted me to marry Bai Hansong. However, my husband and I didn't agree. We even said, how can a dragon girl marry a dog's son? So, Long Xiaoxiao smiled bitterly. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version website. Chapter 2589. So it's my rival in love. How can a dragon lady marry a dog? Hee, father-in-law is right. This guy looks like a thief. I can tell he's up to no good. Wait for your husband to take care of him for you. Long Outyin's eyes lit up as he chuckled. In any case, be careful. Long Xiaoxiao rolled her eyes at Long Outyin and transmitted her voice to him. Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao descended from the sky. Long Xiaoxiao transmitted her voice to Long Outyin and introduced the people of the 4 sacred clans to him. She wore a smile on her face as she greeted the 4 patriarchs. After all, the 5 great clans were united on the surface, and the 4 clan leaders were Long Xiaoxiao's elders. She couldn't possibly lose her manners. Although Bai Hansong didn't know what was going on between Long Outyin and Long Xiaolong, but when he saw this pair of adulterers flirting with each other, his heart burned with anger. Especially when Long Outyin ignored him. He was so angry that he wanted to go crazy. Long Outyin, how dare you ignore me? Do you dare to come down and fight with me? Bai Hansong stared at Long Outyin and said coldly, who are you? How dare you yell in front of this monarch? How impudent. Even your father has to bow when he sees this monarch. Who do you think this monarch is? How can I fight with you? Long Outyin rolled his eyes and didn't even look at Bai Hansong. After hearing Long Outyin's words, the 4 clan leaders rolled their eyes and pretended that they didn't hear Long Outyin. After all, the Dragon Clan was the leader of the 5 great clans in name, and the other 4 great clans were their underlings. That was why the clan leader of the Dragon Clan could become the Dragon Monarch. He was the monarch of the 5 great clans, and the other 4 clan leaders had to bow when they saw the Dragon Monarch. However, this was something that happened many years ago. Ever since the Dragon Clan declined, the other 4 great clans didn't put the Dragon Clan in their eyes. Bai Hansong was about to explode when he saw Long Outyin's attitude. He glared at Long Outyin and said, Long Outyin, do you only know how to talk? If you want to become a dragon monarch, you must have extraordinary combat strength and supreme talent. If you don't dare to fight me, it means that you are afraid. What qualifications do you have to become the dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan? Long Outyin rolled his eyes and said, what does it have to do with you whether I'm the Dragon Lord or not? Did I drink your water or eat your rice? This is an internal matter of my Dragon Clan. Do I need you to blindly worry about it? Moreover, I, Long Outyin, have obtained the fortune of the heavenly Tao. My talent is extraordinary and my combat strength is unparalleled. 3 months ago, I led the Dragon Clan to kill celestial venerables and imperial emperors. My battle achievements are outstanding. Do you have the ability to do so? Even Feng Xian, Huang Lan, and Xian Shao were speechless when they saw how shameless Long Outyin was. Even Long Xiaoxiao, Ao Ryu, and Ao Xingchen felt their cheeks burning when they heard Long Outyin's words. Extraordinary talent and unparalleled battle prowess. Who would praise themselves like that? Killing celestial venerables and slaughtering imperial emperors? Does this kid think he's an imperial emperor or a supreme great emperor? He didn't even blink when bragging in front of so many people. The 4 clan leaders suddenly felt that this dragon sovereign of the dragon clan was a little too unreliable. Did they even need to test someone like him? Long Outyan, I Bai Hansong, want to challenge you. Do you dare to fight me? Bai Hansong was about to explode from anger because of Long Outyan. His eyes were bloodshot as he pointed at Long Outyan and roared. Challenge me? Are you sure you want to be abused? Long Outyan said disdainfully. Long Outyan, if you're a man, then fight me fair and square. Stop spouting so much nonsense. Bai Hansong said coldly. How do you know if I'm a man or not? Moreover, what's my status and what's yours? If you want to fight me, you'll have to pay a price, right? Long Outyan said with a proud smile. What will it take for you to accept my challenge? Bai Hansong said through gritted teeth. He felt that his patience was reaching its limit. If it weren't for the fact that he still had some rationality left, he would have hacked this bastard to death. If you want to challenge me, sure. If you lose to me, then you'll be my underling and listen to everything I say. How about that? Long Outyan said after some thought. Sure, but you have to fight me fair and square. You can't use the dragon race's Supreme Emperor formation, or the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. Otherwise, there's no need to fight anymore. Bai Hansong said with extreme caution. He felt that it was necessary to remind Long Outyan. Otherwise, with this bastard's temper, he might really use the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, or activate the dragon race's Supreme Emperor formation. If that happened, he would have nowhere to cry. You're too much of a coward. You don't even want to see the dragon race's 1,000 Dragons Imperial Jade Seal, and the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal? Fine, I'll fulfill your wish. Long Outyan said with some regret. Bai Hansong felt the veins on his forehead throbbing. This bastard is really planning to use the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. And the 1,000 Dragons Imperial Jade Seal? Xuanji and the arrogant young man exchanged glances. They suddenly felt that this dragon sovereign was no ordinary person. The battle hadn't even started yet, but Bai Hansong was about to explode from anger because of Long Outyan. The black-robed woman behind Feng Xian looked at Long Outyan with a complicated look in her eyes. Cough cough. Elders, little princess, since the dragon sovereign has agreed, why don't we let them have a spar? Young people are full of energy. Our 5 sacred clans are of the same branch, so we can take this opportunity to let these juniors have a spar and strengthen their relationship. Bai Chongshan said with a light cough when he saw that the time was right. Since the dragon sovereign has agreed, we have no objections. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingchen looked at each other and said with a bitter smile, this dragon sovereign is really troublesome. They were a little angry at Long Outyan for being too rash. The 4 sacred clans were clearly trying to test him, but he just had to jump into their trap. They had all heard of Bai Hansong's reputation. He was said to be invincible in the saint realm, and had the battle record of killing a great saint. Long Outyan had just broken through to the saint realm, so how could he be a match for Bai Hansong? If he were to be defeated by Bai Hansong, then it would be a big joke. Long Outyan was the current dragon sovereign, and he represented the entire dragon clan. If the dragon sovereign were to be defeated by Bai Hansong, the entire dragon clan would lose face. The experts of the demon realm probably couldn't wait for the dragon clan to be humiliated. Elders, don't worry, Long Outyan won't be defeated. Long Xiaoxiao wasn't worried at all as she transmitted her voice to Ao Xingchen and Ao Ryu. Long Outyan, make your move. Let me see what qualifications you have to be the dragon sovereign. Bai Hansong's eyes flashed coldly as he stared at Long Outyan. Boom. Blood energy rose around his body as a murderous aura spread out. Divine light blazed and dazzled, and there was a faint buzzing sound that made his entire being shine. Behind Bai Hansong, an endless amount of murderous aura gathered, and formed the phantom of a white tiger that stepped on the chaos, exuding a ferocious aura. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile reading website. Chapter 2590. Inside the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, Bai Hansong, the young lord of the White Tiger tribe, challenged the dragon sovereign Long Outyan. Bai Hansong was at the Saint Perfection realm, and it was said that he could have broken through to the Great Saint realm a long time ago. However, he suppressed his cultivation in order to cultivate a supreme monarch art of the White Tiger tribe. In Bai Hansong's opinion, he would definitely win this battle. As for the reason why he challenged Long Outyin, he had already thought it through carefully. Furthermore, he had already received the tacit approval of the 4 clan leaders. This time, he had come to the Dragon Clan to test the Dragon Clan. Only then would he be able to determine the dominance of the 5 holy clans. Only then would he be able to negotiate the following matters. Long Outyin, are you sure you want me to make the first move? You're only at the early Saint realm. If I make the first move, you'll definitely lose. Bai Hansong stared at Long Outyin and said slowly, so you know that I'm only at the early Saint realm? You're at the Saint Perfection realm, which is 3 small realms higher than me. If you have the nerve to challenge me, why would you be embarrassed to make the first move? Hypocrite. Long Outyin stood opposite Bai Hansong and said casually. There was a trace of disdain in his eyes. For some reason, Long Outyin's words could always ignite the anger in Bai Hansong's heart and make him fly into a rage. He felt that he could no longer talk nonsense with Long Outyin. If he continued talking, he would be angered to death by Long Outyin before the fight even started. Roar. A tiger's roar resounded through the void. In an instant, the surrounding void shook violently. The devouring qi condensed into a giant white tiger that seemed to have come alive, and pounced on Long Outyin. 3 moves. Bai Hansong, if you can take 3 moves from me, I Long Outyin will admit defeat. Long Outyin smiled proudly as if he did not care about Bai Hansong's attack at all. Arrogant. Bai Hansong laughed out of anger, and the huge white tiger pounced, opening its bloody maw and swiping at Long Outyin's head with its sharp claws. Long Outyin is too arrogant. Feng Xianer shook her head. There was a trace of disappointment in her eyes. Defeat Bai Hansong in 3 moves? Even a great saint would not dare to say such a thing. She originally thought that Long Outyin must be extraordinary, since he was able to become the dragon sovereign. However, it seemed like he was just an arrogant person. The ignorant are truly fearless. Bai Chongshan chuckled coldly as he spoke. Although Xian Sha and Huang Lan did not say anything, they both frowned. Clearly, they thought that Long Outyin was a little too arrogant. As the tiger pounced towards Long Outyin's eyes flashed with a powerful battle intent. Roar. A dragon's roar rang out as a huge dragon radiating chaotic light soared into the sky from behind Long Outyin. In an instant, the wind and clouds changed as a supreme sword intent erupted. It was as if a dragon had left the abyss and soared to the 9 heavens. It turned into a sword qi of supreme yang. Puff. The white tiger exploded with a boom. Terrifying sword qi wreaked havoc, forming a domain of swords that enveloped Bai Hansong. The mighty extreme Dao Emperor weapon exploded. In an instant, Bai Hansong's face turned pale. His eyes were filled with shock and anger. Long Outyin, you broke your promise. Bai Hansong roared in grief and indignation. Rumble. Bai Hansong staggered backward as if he had been struck by lightning. A terrifying sword intent rose and exuded a vast dragon's might. It turned into an ancient sword in the shape of a dragon. It spat out chaotic light and landed 3 inches away from Bai Hansong's head. The supreme killing intent sent chills down Bai Hansong's spine. Bai Hansong could sense that Long Outyin could slay him with a single thought. You've lost. Long Outyin said flatly. Puff. I'm not convinced. Bai Hansong spat out a mouthful of blood when he heard Long Outyin's words. His aura weakened and he pointed at Long Outyin with a trembling finger. He was about to go mad from anger. The ancient sword in Long Outyin's hand was an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. Although Bai Hansong was powerful, he was not powerful enough to fight against an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. It was supposed to be a fair fight, but Long Outyin had used an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. This was bullying. Bai Hansong's eyes were red, and he felt so wronged that he was about to cry. Even the 4 clan leaders were shocked by Long Outyin's domineering and fierce attack. Before they could react, Bai Hansong had been defeated. Bai Chongshan, in particular, was furious. He almost attacked, but he could feel that Long Outyin did not have any killing intent, so he held himself back. Long Outyin, it was supposed to be a fair fight, but you used an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. Do you really think that the White Tiger clan is easy to bully? Bai Chongshan stared at Long Outyin and said coldly. Does the dragon sovereign of the dragon clan only know how to bully others with an extreme Dao Emperor weapon? Huang Lan also said coldly. If he used an extreme Dao Emperor weapon, he could even kill a saint ruler. This battle has lost its meaning. Xiansha shook his head and said. Feng Xian'er's eyes revealed a trace of disappointment. Was the dragon sovereign of the dragon clan so cowardly? He did not even have the courage to fight a fair fight? 4 clan leaders, I did not use the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, nor did I activate the 1,000 Dragons Imperial Greeting formation, right? Long Outyin saw the dissatisfaction on the 4 clan leaders' faces and smiled faintly. The 4 clan leaders were stunned. My agreement with Little Bai was that I would not use the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal, nor activate the 1,000 Dragons Imperial Greeting formation. I did not break the agreement, did I? Since I did not break the agreement, what right do you have to say that I'm bullying? Long Outyin's eyes turned sharp. Bastard. How would I know that you have a second extreme Dao Emperor weapon other than the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal? Bai Hansong was so angry that his body trembled. His eyes were filled with anger and jealousy. Damn it, that bastard actually had 2 extreme Dao Emperor armaments? Could that be the Dragon Abyss sword? Feng Xian'er's eyes suddenly flashed as she said in surprise. The Dragon Abyss sword? The Dragon Abyss sword of Aosheng Dragon Sovereign? Wasn't the Dragon Abyss sword broken in the battle 1,000,000 years ago? There was also a trace of surprise in Xiansha's eyes. They had naturally heard of the Dragon Abyss sword. It was the second extreme Dao Emperor weapon in the Dragon Clan other than the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. Among the 5 saint clans, only the Dragon Clan had 2 extreme Dao Emperor weapons. However, the Dragon Abyss sword had been broken in the tragic battle 1,000,000 years ago. Its whereabouts were unknown after that. How did it appear in Long Outyin's hands? Although it's a little damaged, it's still a complete extreme Dao Emperor weapon? Feng Xian'er's eyes flashed as she stared deeply at Long Outyin. Chapter 2591. They all knew that the Long Yuan sword was completely destroyed 1,000,000 years ago. Even if Long Outyin had inherited Aosheng Longlord's legacy, it would at most be an incomplete Long Yuan sword. However, the Long Yuan sword in Long Outyin's hand was complete. She was afraid that there was something she didn't know about. Long Xiaoxiao smiled faintly. The Long Yuan sword's tip was found by Long Ao and Long Xiaoxiao after searching the entire demon world. It had always been in the dragon tribe's treasury. This time, Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao had entered the dragon tribe's treasury and found the Long Yuan sword's tip by accident. They had passed the divine tribulation 3 months ago. The reason why they had been in seclusion was to refine the Long Yuan sword. I am the successor of Aosheng Longlord. The Long Yuan sword is naturally passed down to me by Aosheng Longlord. Why can't I use the Long Yuan sword to fight against my enemies? Xiaobai, if you have an extreme Dao Emperor weapon, you can take it out. If not, stop talking nonsense. An extreme Dao Emperor weapon is also a part of one's strength. If you fight against your enemies, will your enemies be fair to you? How childish. Long Outyin smiled proudly. The 4 clan leaders' faces darkened. Each of the 4 great saint clans had an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. They were supreme treasures that could stabilize one's fate. Even the clan leaders could not use them casually. They were all in the hands of the old ancestors of the 4 great saint clans. Where could Bai Hansong get an extreme Dao Emperor weapon? You. Blarg, Bai Hansong pointed at Long Outyin. His eyes were filled with disbelief as he spat out another mouthful of blood. He had never seen such a shameless person. No one had expected Bai Hansong to spit out blood because of Long Outyin. One should know that although Long Outyin had taken out the Long Yuan sword, he did not go all out. Bai Hansong's injuries were not serious. However, after being provoked by Long Outyin's words, he was enraged and his injuries worsened. This guy is really arrogant. He is even more shameless than me. Xianji muttered to himself as he looked at Long Outyin thoughtfully. The cold and arrogant young man's face turned black. Xianji was already shameless enough. He did not expect that Long Outyin was not ashamed of taking out an extreme Dao Emperor weapon. Instead, he was pleased with himself. This Long Outyin is not simple. Maybe he's just playing dumb. No matter what, I have to test him. The arrogant young man thought to himself. Then he took a step forward and a strong fighting spirit appeared in his eyes. Huangju, leave this opportunity to me. I'd like to see if Long Outyin can break through my absolute defense. Xianji chuckled as if he knew what the arrogant young man was thinking. He immediately blocked the young man's path. Yo, there are two more who aren't afraid of death and want to fight with this monarch? Long Outyin laughed proudly when he saw Huangju and Xuanji who were eager to give it a try. Brother Long Outyin, little brother Xuanji, as the dragon god of the dragon race, you can't possibly use an extreme Dao monarch weapon to bully a child like me, right? Why don't you give me some pointers? Xianji chuckled as he walked out. He looked innocent and naive as he spoke to Long Outyin. His eyes were extremely clear. The young clan leader of the Black Tortoise tribe? Long Outyin's eyes revealed a strange look. Although Xianji looked innocent and cute, Long Outyin had a feeling that this kid was up to no good. He was like a hidden little devil. If you want to challenge me, that's not a problem. Don't worry, I won't use the Long Yuan sword or the ancestral dragon Imperial Jade Seal. Let's have a fair fight. Long Outyin said nonchalantly. The Long Yuan sword turned into a ray of light, and instantly flew back into Long Outyin's glabella to be nourished. Brother Long Outyin, didn't you say that you wanted to have a fair fight with me? Don't lie to me. Otherwise I'll be angry. Xianji said pitifully. Don't worry. Little brother, you're so cute. You're much more pleasing to the eye than Xiaobai. I won't let you lose so badly. Long Outyin said with a smile. Long Outyin, be careful. Xianji isn't a good person. He was born with the Black Tortoise sacred body, and has the supreme super ability, absolute defense. Unless you're a realm higher than him, you won't be able to break through his absolute defense. Long Xiaoxiao was afraid that Long Outyin would be at a disadvantage, and whispered to him through voice transmission. Absolute defense? Isn't that just a turtle shell? Don't worry, I'll let this kid understand that there's no such thing as absolute defense. Long Outyin sneered. The four clan leaders expressed their agreement. This time, their purpose was to test the strength of the dragon tribe. They might as well not hide and pretend to be polite. They had to find out the depth of the dragon god's strength. Perhaps, they could force the chosen one behind him to show himself. Brother Long Outyin, shall I make the first move? Xianji said as he blinked his big eyes. Come on, little brother. I won't be so heavy-handed. Long Outyin said with a smile. Boom. Xianji nodded. A black divine light surged around him, and formed a vast ocean behind him. His eyes turned blood-red in an instant. A black fist broke through the void and blasted towards Long Outyin's head. Black Tortoise Void Fist. This was the supreme fist technique of the Black Tortoise tribe. It could pierce through the void and break through the boundaries of distance. It was extremely sinister and ruthless. Xianji and Long Outyin seemed to be a few hundred feet apart. However, Xianji's punch was as fast as lightning. In the next moment, it was in front of Long Outyin. Boom. Long Outyin might look carefree, but he was on guard against Xianji. When he saw Xianji's attack, he punched out as well. Golden blood surged and rushed out like a roaring divine dragon. In an instant, it collided with Xianji's attack and a muffled sound erupted. Long Outyin and Xianji were both shocked and retreated at the same time. A blast of air exploded between Long Outyin and Xianji, causing the surrounding void to shake violently. Long Outyin and Xianji's eyes met. Their gazes collided in the void, creating dazzling sparks. Their eyes were filled with an incomparably strong fighting spirit. Swoosh. Xianji's eyes were blood-red, revealing a hint of madness. His figure flashed, and in the next moment, he pierced through the void and appeared behind Long Outyin. His hand turned into a sharp black divine claw, and he clawed at Long Outyin's heart. At the same time, Saint energy rose from Xuanji's body, and weaved into a large black net that enveloped Long Outyin, trapping him in place. No one had expected the fight between Long Outyin and Xianji to be so intense. Especially Xianji, who was no longer a child. He was more like a merciless little devil, who wanted to pluck Long Outyin's heart out. Roar! 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 Long Outyin seemed to have sensed the danger. Suddenly, 9 dragon roars erupted around him. In an instant, 9 divine dragons soared into the sky and coiled around him. They were surrounded by chaotic light and formed a mysterious barrier. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version website. Chapter 2592. Boom. The black net landed on Long Outyin. Chaotic light surged and instantly turned into a towering sword chi, slicing the black net into pieces. Xianji's black divine claw landed on Long Outyin's body. Sparks flew and ripples appeared on the barrier. Little brother Xianji, you are indeed treacherous. Long Outyin's body was surrounded by blazing divine light. In an instant, 9 divine dragons gathered on his arm, causing his aura to skyrocket. A chaotic fist seal swept across the void and came crashing down on Xianji. Xianji's expression changed slightly. He did not expect Long Outyin to react so quickly. The 9 dragons barrier contains some kind of immortal substance, similar to his absolute defense, which could withstand powerful attacks and damage. However, in the face of Long Outyin's chaotic dragon fist, he did not put up any resistance. He gave up on any form of defense and continued to claw at Long Outyin's heart. He was actually fighting with his life on the line. Long Outyin did not believe that Xianji was someone who did not care about his life. Long Outyin's eyes flashed when he saw the layer of black light surrounding Xianji. Absolute defense? Boom. The chaotic dragon fist exploded with the power of 9 dragons and landed on Xianji's body. The black light around Xianji rose in an instant. Incomparably mysterious runes appeared and vaguely formed the shape of a black tortoise, exuding a kind of immortal fluctuation. When the chaotic dragon fist landed on Xianji's body, the black runes all lit up and burst into a dazzling light. The chaotic dragon fist rumbled. The black tortoise on Xianji's body rippled, but it could not break through Xianji's defense. Xianji's claw landed on Long Outyin's chest. Boom. Long Outyin's entire body exploded, and he instantly disappeared without a trace. Is this your absolute defense? Long Outyin's figure appeared in the distance, a trace of surprise in his eyes. Teleportation secret technique? Xianji's eyes moved and he was slightly surprised. No wonder Long Outyin dared to take his claw head-on. It turned out that it was not Long Outyin's real body. Long Outyin's real body had already teleported far away. What Long Outyin used was the legendary teleportation secret technique. You're quite knowledgeable. But do you really think you're invincible with your turtle shell? Long Outyin smiled faintly. You can try it. Xianji retorted. Even Bai Hansong and Huangju couldn't break through his absolute defense. Long Outyin would only have a glimmer of hope to break through his absolute defense if he could erupt with the combat strength of a great sage. He could tell that Long Outyin was indeed extraordinary from the battle, but he was only on par with Xuanji, Bai Hansong, and Huangju. He was far from the level of a peerless genius. Little brother Xuanji, since you won't give up, I'll break your tortoise shell and show you. Long Outyin said calmly. Boom. 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 The sound of a heartbeat rang out. Long Outyin's heart was like a resplendent sun, shining with dazzling light. In an instant, his vitality surged. An ancient and mysterious dragon's roar rang out, causing the surrounding space to tremble violently. Chaos mist rose, and Long Outyin's entire body emitted a boundless aura. His aura began to skyrocket. A peerless killing intent locked onto Xianji. This is the ancestral dragon secret technique. Fengxian, Er's body suddenly shook as a trace of extreme shock appeared in her eyes. Long Outyin was using the secret skills of the ancestral dragon. As he received the legacy of the Ao Sheng Dragon Lord, Long Outyin extracted the ancestral dragon bloodline from Ao Eng's body and infused it into Long Outyin's body. Finally, Long Outyin's secret skills of the ancestral dragon was cultivated to the complete realm, and he formed the ancestral dragon body. The ancestral dragon's body could unleash 128 times the power. Long Outyin's blood and chi rose. The ultimate power of the ancestral dragon's secret technique erupted, causing him to become incomparably violent and dangerous. The ancestral dragon's secret technique's violent dragon divine ability. The legendary ancestral dragon's natal divine ability. 128 times the power is enough to kill an emperor. Did the dragon race obtain the ancestral dragon secret technique again? It wasn't just Feng Xian. Even Bai Chongshan, Xian Sha, and Huang Lan were shocked. Their expressions were incomparably complicated, and they seemed to reveal a trace of envy. Kill! Long Outyan suddenly roared. Terrifying power rose around him. His strength also began to skyrocket as the ancestral dragon bloodline surged. 2 times. 4 times. 8 times. 16 times. 32 times. 64 times. Theoretically speaking, only the ancestral dragon could unleash 128 times the power limit. Therefore, even though Ling Xiao had cultivated the ancestral dragon secret technique to perfection, he could only unleash 64 times the power limit. 64 times the power limit was also a huge burden for Long Outyan. It caused the blood in his body to surge, and golden blood energy seeped out of his pores. He looked like a man of blood. At this moment, even Xianji felt uneasy. His expression was incomparably solemn as he stared at Long Outyan in the void. At this moment, he couldn't dodge because he had been completely locked on by the ancestral dragon's secret technique's killing intent. He could only take Long Outyan's attack head-on. Long Outyan, you're crazy. Xianji felt his scalp go numb. Long Outyan was really a lunatic. Even Long Outyan probably didn't have the power to unleash 128 times the power limit. As long as he could block Long Outyan's attack, he would definitely win. I must block it. Xianji was also a little crazy. Rumble. Black divine light surged around him, and the shadow of the black tortoise became more and more solid. The runes were dazzling, densely packed like stars in the 9 heavens. Kill. When Long Outyan roared a second time, his pores instantly spewed out blazing bloodlight. His aura also rose to the extreme, and a fist slowly blasted toward Xianji. The fist was surrounded by chaotic light. It looked slow, but it was also extremely fast. It was as if space and time had been frozen by the fist, and it came crashing down from the 9 heavens. Block it. Xianji's eyes were bloodshot as he roared. The black tortoise roared at the sky, exuding an unruly and ferocious aura. Its aura was extremely terrifying. This attack. I can't block it. Bai Hansong felt his scalp go numb, and said with an ugly expression. Me too, Huang Ju said with a wry smile. The dragon clan has obtained the ancestral dragon's secret technique. It's like adding wings to a tiger. But the origin secret technique of our 4 clans. Bai Hansong said with a wry smile. Please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile version website. Chapter 2593. Boom. Long Outyan's punch landed squarely on Xianji's body. The black tortoise, which was formed by countless runes, roared furiously. The runes emitted an unparalleled light in an instant, as if they were bearing the brunt of the attack. Xianji was bleeding from his 7 orifices as he coughed up blood. His face was pale, but his eyes were bright and crazed as he tried his best to activate his absolute defense. In an instant, it seemed like they were in a stalemate. Roar. At this moment, another furious roar rang out. Long Outyan's other hand was surrounded by a black light that flowed with the light of origin. It turned into a tiny black tortoise shadow, and slammed into Xianji's absolute defense. Crack! Xianji's absolute defense shattered like a broken mirror. Xianji was sent flying as he coughed up blood. That's the black tortoise secret art. Xiansha's body trembled as his eyes sharpened. Even Feng Xian, Bai Chongshan, and Huang Lan couldn't remain calm. Their eyes were filled with shock. Although they were envious of Long Outyan's ancestral dragon secret art, they didn't think too much about it. However, they didn't expect Long Outyan to use the black tortoise secret art as well. Long Outyan, why do you know the black tortoise secret art? Xiansha helped Xianji up and stared at Long Outyan solemnly. The black tortoise secret art was the black tortoise clan's origin secret art. Although it wasn't the black tortoise clan's imperial scripture, it was still more important than the black tortoise clan's imperial scripture. However, the 5 great sacred clans had gradually weakened since the ancient times. They were no longer the overlords of the demon world like they were in the past. One of the most important reasons was that they had lost their 5 great origin secret arts. Now that Long Outyin knew the Black Tortoise secret art, Xiansha couldn't remain calm anymore. The 5 secret skills of origin have been lost since antiquity times. Only the wordless heavenly book has recorded 108 secret skills of Tiangang and Disha. Legend has it that the wordless heavenly book is in Ling Xiao's hands. It seems that the rumor is true. The secret skill of Ancestral Dragon and the secret skill of Black Tortoise were passed down to you by Ling Xiao, right? Feng Xian stared at Long Outyin and said slowly, "The wordless heavenly book is really in Ling Xiao's hands? Doesn't that mean all 5 of our Sacred Beast clan's secret arts are in his hands?" Bai Chongshan's eyes flashed coldly. It can't be wrong. The 5 great secret techniques had been lost for a long time. Only the wordless heavenly book recorded the complete secret techniques. 1,000,000 years ago, the textless heavenly book fell into the hands of the Scarlet Dragon War God. Although we sent people to search for it, the textless heavenly book still went missing. Who would have thought that after 1,000,000 years, it would actually fall into the hands of the Chosen One? Could this be the will of the heavens? Huanglan lamented. Everyone, the 5 great secret techniques of origin are related to the survival of our Sacred Beast clans. That Ling Xiao must hand over the secret techniques of origin to us. Otherwise, he will become our common enemy. Bai Chongshan's eyes flashed sharply as he said coldly. Feng Xian Xiansha and Huanglan all fell silent. They did not object. The 5 great secret techniques of origin were too important. If they obtained the 5 great secret techniques of origin, the Sacred Beast clans might be able to return to their ancient glory. I say, patriarchs, are you not even bothering to hide your intentions anymore? Are you trying to steal my secret techniques directly? Long Outyin laughed coldly. His gaze fell on the 4 patriarchs without the slightest hint of fear. At this moment, no one cared about the outcome of the battle between Long Outyin and Xianji. The 4 patriarchs had even lost the desire to test the waters. No matter what their intentions were, the Dragon Clan had to return the secret techniques of origin to them now. Long Outyin, can you ask Ling Xiao to come out and meet us? As long as he is willing to give us the secret techniques of origin, we are willing to exchange them with heavenly treasures, divine arts, and secret techniques. As the Dragon Monarch, you should know how important the secret techniques of origin are to us, he said seriously to Long Outyin. Of course I know how important the secret techniques of origin are. It is because of this that I cannot give you the secret techniques of origin for no good reason. The secret techniques of origin belong to my cousin. If he agrees, then it's fine. If he doesn't agree, then you can't force him even if you sleep with him. Long Outyin sneered coldly. He had been suppressing a bellyful of anger since a long time ago. None of the patriarchs of the 4 Sacred Beast clans were good people. In name, they were here to participate in his coronation ceremony, but in reality, they were here to test the Dragon Clan's strength. They might even be plotting something against the Dragon Clan. Now that they saw Long Outyin use the Ancestral Dragon and Black Tortoise secret techniques, their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Long Outyin, as long as Ling Xiao is willing to return the Black Tortoise secret techniques to the Black Tortoise clan, we will agree to any conditions he asks for as long as we can fulfill them. Xiansha also said seriously. That's right. Long Outyin, your cousin is the chosen one. Before he matures, he is probably the enemy of the entire world. Now whether it is the celestial world or the devil world, he is a thorn in their side. If he returns the secret techniques of origin to us, we will have a few more allies and a few fewer enemies. Isn't that great? Huang Lan said slowly. Ling Xiao must hand over the secret techniques of origin today. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. Bai Chongshan sneered coldly. Ling Xiao is not only my cousin, he is also the benefactor of the Dragon Clan. If he is unwilling, whoever dares to force him will be the enemy of the Dragon Clan. Long Outyan's eyes flashed coldly, and his voice was incomparably cold. For uncles and elders, are you trying to rob him? Being the enemy of brother Ling Xiao is the same as being the enemy of the Dragon Clan. Whoever dares to behave atrociously in the Dragon Clan, don't blame us for being impolite. Long Xiaoxiao also stood beside Long Outyan sternly, and said without backing down. Ao Ryue and Ao Xingchen's expressions changed. Were the four great sacred clans finally going to reveal their true intentions? Just a moment ago, they were still using the excuse of sparring to test the Dragon Clan's strength by letting Bai Hansong and Xianji fight with Long Outyin. However, now that they saw Long Outyin use the Black Tortoise secret technique, they did not even want to test the Dragon Clan anymore. Ao Ruyue and Ao Xingqian were both shocked and angry. In the ancient times, the four great sacred clans were the Dragon Clan's underlings. Who would dare to disobey them? But now that the Dragon Clan was on the decline, there was nothing they could do about it. Seeing Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao's determination, Feng Xian, and the others looked at each other and frowned. They felt that the situation was very troublesome. To be honest, they did not want to fall out with the Dragon Clan. The five great sacred clans were closely related, and this was an understanding that came from the depths of their bloodline. However, the secret techniques of origin were too important. Seeing that Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao were determined to protect Ling Xiao, they did not know what to do for a moment. Chapter 2594. If you want the secret arts of origin, that's not a problem. But have you decided what price you'll have to pay? Suddenly, an indifferent voice rang out. Ling Xiao and Gu Daoyi arrived together and landed in front of everyone in an instant. Ling Xiao's white robe fluttered in the wind. His face was as handsome as jade, his temperament was extraordinary, and his eyes were incomparably bright. The moment he appeared in front of everyone, it was as if everyone's focus was on him. Ling Xiao was the center of the world, an existence that attracted the attention of the world. His appearance seemed to make everyone pale in comparison. Gu Daoyi, on the other hand, was dressed in a Taoist robe. His face was clear, and his hair was white. His eyes were old and deep, revealing the light of wisdom, ethereal and otherworldly. Ling Xiao's gaze fell on the four patriarchs, indifferent and calm. The four patriarchs were also examining Ling Xiao at this moment. This heaven's chosen child had too many legends, and they were very curious about him. What no one noticed was that the black-robed girl beside Feng Xian, couldn't help but tremble violently after seeing Ling Xiao. Her eyes were filled with excitement. "Cousin, you're finally here." Long Outyan's eyes immediately lit up when he saw Ling Xiao. The reason he used the Black Tortoise secret art just now was not only to break through Xianji's absolute defense, but more importantly, Ling Xiao had secretly instructed him to use the Black Tortoise secret art. Although Long Outyan didn't know why, the four sacred clans had obviously taken the bait. Great Perfection Realm, is this the heaven's chosen child's cultivation? The four patriarchs' hearts trembled. This Ling Xiao looked extraordinary, and his cultivation was also quite powerful. It was said that Ling Xiao's cultivation was only in the half-saint realm 100 years ago, and in just 100 years, he had crossed 2 major realms. This cultivation speed was indeed incomparably monstrous. The heaven's chosen child's fortune made the four patriarchs exclaim in admiration. "You're Ling Xiao?" The 5 great secret arts of origin were originally left behind by our 5 sacred clans' ancestors, and they're extremely important to our 5 sacred clans. I hope you can give them to us. Our 4 sacred clans will never forget your kindness. Bai Chongshan glanced indifferently at Ling Xiao and said slowly, "I said I can give you the great secret arts of origin, but you have to pay the price." Ling Xiao smiled indifferently. "What do you want? Heavenly materials and earthly treasures, heavenly palace holy techniques, or panacea? As long as you tell us, we will do our best to find it for you." Xiansha hurriedly said, "I have 3 conditions. As long as you agree to them, I will teach you the origin source secret technique." Ling Xiao said indifferently, "What conditions? Tell me about it." Huang Lan said. To the 4 great saint clans, the quintessence secret arts were of utmost importance. Other than the apex monarch weapons and supreme monarch scriptures that could not be used to exchange for the quintessence secret arts, they were willing to pay any price. "First, I want 4 drops of blood from the ancestor phoenix, white tiger, black tortoise, and qilin." Ling Xiao smiled faintly. "The blood of the 4 primogenitors? How dare you? The blood of my ancestor, other than my own people, will never be given to anyone else. This is impossible." Bai Chongshan's expression changed as his eyes turned cold. Feng Xian, Xiansha, and Huanglan also frowned. Although the blood of the 4 primal ancestors was precious, and there was not much left in the 4 holy clans, there was still some left. However, if the blood of the 4 primal ancestors was given to an outsider, it would be hard for them to accept it. I only want 4 drops of blood. You should know what an origin source secret technique represents. Although 4 drops of primogenitor blood is precious, it is nothing compared to an origin source secret technique. Ling Xiao smiled faintly as if he was not worried that the 4 clan leaders would not agree. Ling Xiao, don't think that just because you are the chosen one, you have the right to negotiate with us. I have killed more than 100 saint kings, let alone a great saint. Even the dragon clan cannot protect you. Are you sure you want to be our enemy? Bai Chongshan stared coldly at Ling Xiao. What? Is clan leader by trying to rob us? Ling Xiao said indifferently. Long Outyin and Long Xiaoxiao's expressions changed. Bai Chongshan's words were a blatant threat, and he did not care about the dragon clan at all. However, Feng Xian Huanglan and Xiansha also fell silent as if they agreed with Bai Chongshan's words. They were very unhappy with Ling Xiao's conditions, and they did not think that Ling Xiao had the right to negotiate with them. Bai Chongshan, even that brat Bai Feng does not dare to behave atrociously in front of the dragon clan. You don't care about the dragon clan at all. Do you believe that Bai Feng will not even dare to fart after I kill you? Gu Daoyi suddenly looked at Bai Chongshan and said. Bai Chongshan was furious when he heard this, but when he saw Gu Daoyi's half-smile, he suddenly felt a strong sense of danger. Senior, who are you? Do you know my ancestor? Bai Chongshan suppressed the anger in his heart and asked cautiously. He realized that he could not see through Gu Daoyi's cultivation at all. Bai Feng was the ancestor of the White Tiger clan, an unparalleled imperial emperor powerhouse. If he dared to call out Bai Feng's name and call Bai Feng a brat, he was either crazy or had an extremely shocking background. Bai Chongshan could not help but be careful. I am Gu Daoyi. How is Bai Feng now? 90 million years ago, I once preached to that brat. I did not expect that brat to have become an imperial emperor after 90 million years. Gu Daoyi's eyes revealed a trace of emotion. Gu Daoyi, you are the fierce lord. Bai Chongshan was a little confused at first, but he suddenly thought of something and could not help but tremble. His eyes were filled with disbelief. The peerless, ruthless person from 100 million years ago, known as the #1 prodigy of the demon realm. The person who had the most hope of becoming an imperial emperor in this era of the demon realm. The fierce Lord Gu Daoyi was still alive? Bai Chongshan instantly felt his entire body drenched in sweat. His eyes were filled with incomparable reverence. Feng Yao, Xiandu, and Huang Fu, how are those 3 brats? Back then they listened to my preaching with Bai Feng. I did not expect that they would all become imperial emperors. However, that brat Long Cheng died a long time ago. Gu Daoyi glanced at Feng Xian and the others. His expression was a little sad. Long Cheng was the dragon sovereign of the dragon clan from 90 million years ago. He had once entered the sealing dragon abyss to listen to Gu Daoyi's preaching. However, he died at the hands of the demon race later on. He did not survive like the other 4. Moreover, he had lived for 90 million years, and became the old ancestor of the 4 sacred clans. Senior Fierce Lord, the old ancestor is doing well. If he knew that you were still alive, he would definitely be very happy. Feng Xian said with incomparable respect. However, she still could not hide the shock in her eyes. The fierce lord of ancient times was still alive? If this news spread throughout the demon realm, it would probably cause an uproar in the entire demon realm. After the battle at the 10,000 Dragon Mountain range 3 months ago, the Dragon Clan had sealed off all information regarding the Fierce Lord. Greetings, Senior Fierce Lord. The old ancestor is doing well. Greetings, Senior Fierce Lord. Xiansha and Huanglan also hurriedly smiled bitterly and bowed. Their faces were filled with shock and restraint. The peerless, ruthless person in front of them had once survived the Emperor Tribulation. No one doubted that he could not become a saint. Moreover, they were well aware of the relationship between the Fierce Lord and the Dragon Clan. With this person presiding over the Dragon Clan, let alone the 4 of them, even the 4 old ancestors would have to respectfully bow to him. Senior Gu's reputation is actually so great? Long Outyan's eyes also widened as he looked at everything in front of him with some disbelief. The 4 clan leaders were all heavenly venerable realm powerhouses. A moment ago, they were still aggressive as if they wanted to join forces to force the dragon clan to abdicate. However, they did not expect that a few casual words from Gu Dawi would immediately turn them into obedient children. The name of the fierce lord is known throughout the world. Ling Xiao also sighed softly as a glimmer of light appeared in his eyes. This was good too. Gu Dawi had intimidated the 4 clan leaders, so his next goal would be much easier to achieve. Chapter 2595. Senior Gu, I agree to Ling Xiao's first condition. As long as he is willing to teach us the complete True Phoenix secret arts, I can give him a drop of True Phoenix blood essence. Feng Xian'er said slowly. With Gu Dawi in charge of the dragon race, they had completely given up on probing the dragon race. I agree as well. I agree. Xian Sha and Huanglan nodded in agreement. Even Bai Chongshan had an extremely awkward expression on his face as he nodded silently. Though they could not discern Gu Dawi's cultivation level, they could feel the pressure and danger that Gu Dawi gave them. Could it be that this ultimate elite from 100 million years ago was about to prove his Dao and become a monarch tier? Thank you for your generosity then for patriarchs. My second condition is that I hope to visit True Phoenix Planet, Black Tortoise Planet, White Tiger Planet and Qilin Planet. I'm very curious about the ancestral lands of the 4 great sacred clans, and I want to verify what I've learned there. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and raised his second condition. He didn't expect Gu Dawi's reputation to be so great that even the old ancestors of the 4 great sacred clans were called brats by Gu Dawi. This made it even easier for Ling Xiao to achieve his goal. No problem, we agree. The 4 patriarchs exchanged glances with each other as a strange look appeared in their eyes. In the end, Feng Xian'er smiled and agreed to Ling Xiao's condition. Ling Xiao's heart skipped a beat when he saw the 4 patriarchs' expressions. Was there a problem with this condition? The 4 great sacred clans had agreed so easily. Those were the ancestral lands of the 4 great sacred clans. And they were letting Ling Xiao enter so easily? There was a problem. Although Ling Xiao knew that there was a problem, he didn't know what it was. He looked at the 4 patriarchs and raised his third condition. My third condition is that I hope that the old ancestors of the 4 great sacred clans can help me once in a critical moment. The 4 great sacred clans had 4 old ancestors, which meant that they were 4 imperial emperors. If the 4 imperial emperors worked together, even Ling Xiao had a chance of killing a devil imperial emperor. This was also Ling Xiao's life-saving trump card. Feng Xian'er, Bai Chongshan, Xian Sha, and Huanglan frowned when they heard Ling Xiao's third condition. They didn't agree immediately. Instead, they set up barriers and mysterious runes appeared on their palms as if they were communicating with some mysterious existence. Ling Xiao guessed that the 4 of them were probably contacting the old ancestors of the 4 great clans. After all, the 4 of them couldn't make the decision. After a long time. Good. We have just communicated with the ancestors, and the 4 ancestors have agreed to help you once. When you enter the ancestral lands of the 4 clans, the ancestors will leave behind a trace of imprint to help you at a critical moment. Feng Xian'er said slowly while looking at Ling Xiao. Her expression was a little complicated. Ling Xiao's condition was actually the easiest out of the 3 conditions. Ling Xiao had returned the origin secret technique to them, so he had become a great benefactor of the 4 sacred clans. It wasn't a big deal for the 4 ancestors to take action for him. However, Ling Xiao was the chosen one of this era. His path was destined to be full of dangers and challenges in the future. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that he was the enemy of the entire world. At the very least, many people in the 2 strongest realms, the Devil Realm and the God Realm, hated Ling Xiao to the bone. If the ancestors of the 4 great sacred clans took action for Ling Xiao, then they would form a karmic relationship with Ling Xiao. They didn't know what kind of impact this would have on the 4 great sacred clans. However, they had to take a gamble for the origin secret technique. The four patriarchs discussed for a while and finally handed 4 crystal bottles to Ling Xiao. Each crystal bottle contained a drop of blood that exuded a chaotic color. They looked crystal clear and showed the image of a phoenix, a white tiger, a black tortoise, and a qilin. They contained a mysterious energy fluctuation. Ling Xiao, these are 4 drops of the blood essence of the 4 ancestors. Keep them well. Can you pass the origin secret technique to us now? Feng Xian passed the 4 crystal bottles to Ling Xiao and said with a trace of anticipation in her eyes. Blood essence of the ancestors? Ling Xiao's heart moved as a trace of excitement appeared in his eyes. Of the 5 great origin secret techniques, only the ancestral dragon secret technique had been cultivated to perfection by Ling Xiao. As for the other 4 great origin secret techniques, he had only cultivated them to small success. The main reason was that he didn't have the bloodline of the other 4 great sacred clans. Now that he had obtained the blood essence of the 4 great sacred clans' ancestors, Ling Xiao believed that it wouldn't be long before he could cultivate the other 4 great origin secret techniques to perfection. Moreover, Ling Xiao had a vague feeling that the 5 great origin secret techniques were extremely important to his primordial immortal body and his future path. These are 4 inheritance crystals. They contain the complete 4 great origin secret techniques. Ling Xiao didn't hesitate. Although the 4 great sacred clans had only fulfilled the first condition, he knew that they wouldn't dare to go back on their word with Gu Daoyi around. Therefore, he directly gave the 4 inheritance crystals to the 4 patriarchs. The True Phoenix Secret Technique. This is the True Phoenix Secret Technique. Feng Xian received the inheritance crystals as if they were priceless treasures. She probed the inheritance crystals with a trace of consciousness and instantly trembled with excitement. The other 3 patriarchs were also extremely excited. Their eyes were filled with deep gratitude as they looked at Ling Xiao. Even the most hot-tempered and arrogant Bai Chongshan's gaze had softened a lot. The 5 great origin secret techniques were extremely important to the 5 great sacred clans. In fact, they were even more important than the clan-guarding emperor scriptures. One had to know that although Ling Xiao had inherited the dragon bloodline from Long Hanyan, his dragon bloodline wasn't strong at the time. However, he had relied on the ancestral dragon secret technique to forcefully form the ancestral dragon body. This was the significance of the 5 great origin secret techniques. Even if the members of the 5 great sacred clans didn't have enough bloodline, they could return to their origins and continuously strengthen their bloodline if they cultivated the origin secret techniques. In fact, they could even reach atavism in the end and possess the potential to rival the 5 great sacred clans' ancestors. Once the genius experts of the 5 great sacred clans cultivated the origin secret techniques, their bloodline shackles would no longer be a problem. Anyone could grow to a sufficiently powerful level. This was the root of the 5 great sacred clans' strength. Therefore, even though Ling Xiao had raised 3 conditions, the 4 patriarchs were still grateful to him. The 5 great sacred clans have been silent for far too long. During the most glorious period of the ancient times, the 5 great sacred clans were the overlords of the heavens. Under the leadership of the dragon race, they swept through the 10,000 realms. How glorious was that! I hope that you can continue to accumulate strength to face the next great calamity of the era. Gu Daoyi said indifferently as he stood with his hands behind his back and looked into the distance. Thank you for your teachings, Senior. The 4 patriarchs respectfully bowed and said, please remember the domain name of this book. Mobile reading website. Chapter 2596. They understood what Gu Daoyi meant. Gu Daoyi had most likely decided to stand up for the dragon race. Although the 5 great sacred clans were united, there were still differences in strength. The dragon race was strong and ruled over the 4 great sacred clans, but now that the dragon race was weak, it was inevitable that the 4 great sacred clans would have some thoughts. Otherwise, the 4 patriarchs wouldn't have used the dragon monarch inauguration ceremony to test the dragon race's foundation. Don't worry. Although I'm on the dragon race's side, I won't do anything for the dragon race. The dragon race's strength can only depend on the dragon race. I'm not forcing you to submit to the dragon race. You came to the dragon race this time because you want to open the Chaos Secret Realm, right? Why don't we make an agreement and let the 5 of them enter the Chaos Secret Realm? Once they leave the Chaos Secret Realm, the one who can convince the other 4 to submit will be the master of the 5 great sacred clans. What do you think? Gu Daoyi smiled faintly. His eyes were incomparably wise, as if he could see through the 4 patriarchs' thoughts with a single glance. Senior Gu, we do want to open the Chaos Secret Realm, but I'm afraid we can't make the decision for this agreement you mentioned. Feng Xian'er thought for a moment and said with a bitter smile. That's right. Senior Gu, this is too important. I'm afraid we need to ask the old ancestor. Huang Wan also smiled bitterly. They were relieved that Gu Daoyi didn't directly support the dragon race to become the master of the 5 great sacred clans, but after hearing Gu Daoyi's suggestion, they hesitated. Don't worry. Bai Feng, Feng Yao, Xuandu, and Huang Fu will definitely agree. The great calamity of an era is coming, and the 5 great sacred clans can no longer afford internal friction. We must unite as one, understand? Gu Daoyi smiled faintly. His eyes were full of meaning as he looked at Feng Xian'er and the others. Bai Hansong, Xuanji, and Huang Ju's eyes lit up. They looked at each other, and their eyes were filled with strong fighting spirit. It had to be said that placing the leadership of the 5 sacred clans in the hands of 5 juniors was a little too big of a gamble, but it was also very exciting. They were all heaven's prides and monstrous geniuses, and were almost destined to be the next patriarch of the sacred clans. None of them were willing to submit to anyone else. If someone could subdue them and become the leader of the 5 sacred clans, they would be wholeheartedly convinced. If it's a fair fight, we won't be afraid of Long Outyin. As long as he doesn't cheat and doesn't use his extreme Dao Monarch weapon, I, Bai Hansong, will definitely win. Bai Hansong said coldly. Even now he still held a grudge against Long Outyin for bringing out the Dragon Abyss sword. Xiao Bai, have you forgotten about our bet? Still not calling him boss. Don't be unconvinced. Even if I don't use an extreme Dao Emperor armament, I can still beat you up so badly that your father won't recognize you. Do you believe me? Long Outyin laughed proudly. Bai Chongshan's face instantly darkened, and a hostile look appeared in his eyes. This Long Outyin is really arrogant. He can pretend that he didn't hear me when I scolded the young one. Now he's even scolding the old one? That's cheating. I'm not convinced. Bai Hansong turned his head and said proudly. Senior Gu, what is the Chaos Mystery Land? Ling Xiao's eyes lit up as he looked at Gu Daoyi and asked. Ling Xiao, you came out from the Ancestral Dragon Cave. You should know where the Ancestral Dragon Cave is, right? Gu Daoyi didn't answer Ling Xiao directly. Instead, he smiled faintly. The Ancestral Dragon Cave leads directly to the Ancestral Dragon Star. It is said that the Ancestral Dragon Star is the birthplace of the Archean Dragon. I can vaguely sense that the Ancestral Dragon Star isn't in the monster realm. It seems to be in a piece of chaos. Ling Xiao said slowly. That's right. The Ancestral Dragon Star isn't in the monster realm. It's in the Chaos Sea. Not only the Ancestral Dragon Star, but the other 4 ancestral stars are also in the Chaos Sea. The Chaos Sea is a land of nothingness. It's also the birthplace of the universe. The Chaos Mystery Land is also in the Chaos Sea. Although the Ancestral Dragon Star, the Real Phoenix Star, the White Tiger Star, the Black Tortoise Star and the Qilin Star are 5 planets, they are actually the nodes of a superformation. The Chaos Mystery Land is hidden in it. The Chaos Mystery Land is actually a small world. It was sealed by the 5 primogenitors in the ancient times. Legend has it that it's a fragment of the Chaos Land, and it contains many opportunities. In the past, the disciples of the 5 sacred clans would enter the Chaos Mystery Land to train. However, ever since the 5 origin secret skills were lost, it became extremely difficult to open the Chaos Mystery Land, and one would have to pay a high price. Hence, the Chaos Mystery Land hasn't been opened all these years. The last time it was opened was 100 million years ago. Gu Daoyi said slowly and introduced the Chaos Mystery Land to Ling Xiao. Senior Gu is right. The Chaos Mystery Land is extremely important to the 5 sacred clans. However, the 5 origin secret skills are the key to opening the Chaos Mystery Land. After the 5 origin secret skills were lost, one would have to pay a high price to open the Chaos Mystery Land. This time, we are also under the orders of the 4 old ancestors to discuss opening the Chaos Mystery Land with the Dragon Clan in order to deal with the upcoming great calamity of the new era. Feng Xian'er added. Not only does the Chaos Mystery Land have great opportunities, it also has great dangers. After all, it's a fragment of the Chaos Land. There are ancient gods, demons, and powerful ferocious beasts in it. No one has entered it for 100 million years. No one knows what's going on inside the Chaos Mystery Land now. Huang Wan sighed emotionally as he spoke. Ling Xiao, Long Outyan, Long Xiaoxiao by Han Song, and the others learned about the Chaos Mystery Land from Gu Daoyi and the 4 clan leaders. The Chaos Mystery Land was the biggest secret of the 5 sacred clans. Even Long Xiaoxiao didn't know about it. Perhaps Long Xian knew, but didn't have the time to tell him. All in all, the Chaos Mystery Land was a place of opportunity for the 5 sacred clans. However, it also contained indescribable dangers. How many entrances are there to the Chaos Mystery Land? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he asked a crucial question. Logically speaking, the Chaos Mystery Land can only be entered by passing through the 5 ancestral stars. However, the Chaos Mystery Land is extremely vast. It's a fragment of the Chaos Land. We don't know if there are other entrances, Feng Xian'er said. If that's the case, if the Chaos Mystery Land opens, perhaps other people will be able to enter, right? Ling Xiao said slowly. It's possible. However, the Chaos Mystery Land is suppressed by the laws. Only those below the Saint King realm can enter. Once you become a Saint King and condense a Saint Tree, it's equivalent to walking your own path. You'll be suppressed by the laws of the Chaos Mystery Land. Xiansha said. If that's the case, then there's nothing to be afraid of. My cousin can even kill a Saint King. If he follows us into the Chaos Mystery Land, he'll be invincible. Long Outyan said confidently. Don't be so careless. Although Saint Kings couldn't enter, no one knew what kind of powerhouses were in the Chaos Mystery Land. 100 million years ago, there were heavenly venerables in the Chaos Mystery Land. No one knew what the current situation was. Who knows, maybe an emperor has already been born. Gu Daoyi warned with a serious gaze. Chapter 2597. A monarch? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed sharply. If there really was a monarch in the Chaos Secret Realm, it was definitely not good news for them. With Ling Zhao's current cultivation, he was no match for a monarch even if he had an extreme monarch weapon in hand. It would be difficult for him to even escape with his life. A monarch was already on a whole other level. Gu Daoyi's words calmed the excited Long Outyan by Han Song, Xianji, and Huangju slightly. They also became much more cautious. Suddenly, Ling Zhao's gaze fell on the black-robed girl beside Feng Xian'er. A trace of doubt appeared in his eyes. The black-robed girl in front of him looked elegant and refined. Her temperament was extraordinary. Her face was covered by a thin veil, and her eyes were incomparably cold. Ling Xiao did not notice this black-robed girl before, but now he felt a sense of familiarity. How should I address you? Have we met before? Ling Xiao asked curiously. The black-robed girl's body trembled slightly. Her long eyelashes fluttered and her gaze was somewhat complicated. However, an incomparably dazzling smile immediately bloomed on her face. Ling Xiao, long time no see. The black-robed girl gently took off her veil and smiled gently at Ling Xiao. Her smile was light and very beautiful. You're the Phoenix girl? Ling Xiao's body trembled. A trace of incomparable surprise appeared in his eyes. The black-robed girl in front of him was different from the Phoenix girl in Ling Xiao's memory, be it her aura or appearance. It was as if she had undergone some kind of transformation. However, her smile was exactly the same as the Phoenix girl's. It instantly evoked Ling Zhao's long-sealed memories. It's me. We haven't met for 100 years, but you're still the same as before. So domineering. The Phoenix girl covered her mouth and laughed softly. Her smile was like a blooming flower that made heaven and earth pale in comparison. Bai Hansong, Huangju, and Xianji were stunned. They had never seen the Phoenix girl smile before. The Phoenix girl had always looked cold and inviolable. She was as holy as an ice mountain. When had she ever revealed such a smile? It was as if they were meeting the Phoenix girl for the first time. I returned to the God of War's realm before, but I found out that you and the moon god had disappeared. I didn't expect you to come to the Phoenix clan and have such an opportunity and fortune. I'm really happy for you. Ling Xiao said sincerely. You went to look for me? So you were very worried about me? Phoenix girl's eyes lit up as she looked at Ling Xiao with anticipation. Yes, of course I'm worried about you. Ling Xiao's heart trembled, but he still spoke calmly. The Wind Maiden smiled. Her eyes seemed to be shining with incomparable satisfaction. Ling Xiao sighed in his heart. After so many years, the Phoenix Maiden still hadn't changed at all. At this moment, everyone could see the strange relationship between Ling Xiao and Phoenix Woman. Sister Phoenix Girl, do you still remember me? Long Outyin rolled his eyes and walked in front of the Phoenix Maiden as he spoke. Of course I remember you. Who would have thought that the mischievous brat from back then would actually grow up and even become the dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan? Phoenix Woman said with a smile. Her eyes were filled with emotion. Sister Phoenix Girl is the best, much better than those three bastards. Long Outyin said with a smile. Then he looked at Bai Hansong, Huangju and Xuanji provocatively. Bai Hansong and the other two were a little speechless. This Long Outyin's tale was about to reach the sky. His 3 sentences were all about them. All right, everyone, let's go. Sister Phoenix Girl and my cousin are old friends. When old friends meet, they will definitely have endless things to talk about. Don't be a hindrance here. Long Outyin glared at Bai Hansong and the other two and said with a smile. The 4 clan leaders shook their heads. Even Feng Xian let out a bitter laugh at this moment. She shot Ling Xiao an unfriendly glance, but she didn't say anything as she turned around and left. They had obtained the origin source secret technique and couldn't wait to go back and cultivate it. It's good to be young. Gu Daoyi also smiled in a carefree manner, and then turned to leave. The people of the Dragon Clan were naturally chased away by Long Outyin. Even Long Xiaoxiao wanted to say something, but she was forcefully pulled away by Long Outyin. This little girl was too insensible. Seeing Long Outyin being so brazen, the Phoenix Maiden's face couldn't help but blush. She looked very beautiful. Cough cough Phoenix Maiden, tell me how you came to the demon realm. Ling Xiao coughed softly. Yes. The moon goddess and I went to explore the cosmic river a few days ago, and accidentally found a secret realm in the cosmic river. We accidentally fell into a tributary of the cosmic river. When I woke up, I was already in the demon realm. The Phoenix Maiden slowly recounted her experience in the demon realm. It turned out that she was the same as Zhao Ritian. She had left the God of War realm through the cosmic river, and somehow came to the demon realm. The Phoenix Maiden had the Dark Phoenix bloodline, which was a mutated bloodline of the Phoenix clan. Feng Xian happened to see her and brought her back to the Phoenix clan. She was taken in as a direct disciple and taught with great care. The Phoenix Maiden didn't let Feng Xian down. In just 100 years, she broke through from the early stage of the divine spirit realm and became a saint. She was hailed as the #1 prodigy of the Phoenix clan in a million years. The current Phoenix Maiden defeated many geniuses of the Phoenix clan and became the Phoenix Maiden. She was already vaguely seen as the next clan leader of the Phoenix clan. Phoenix Maiden, I'm relieved to see you like this. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Ling Xiao, actually, you taught me the true Phoenix secret technique, but I didn't tell anyone, not even my master. Even if the true Phoenix secret technique is important to the Phoenix clan, you taught it to me. I won't tell anyone without your permission. The Phoenix Maiden suddenly raised her head and said seriously to Ling Xiao. I know. Ling Xiao let out a bitter laugh. From the moment he recognized the Phoenix girl, he knew that this silly girl was hiding the true Phoenix secret technique from the Phoenix clan. Even Feng Xian didn't know how important the true Phoenix secret technique was. Ling Xiao, I thought that 100 years would be enough for me to catch up to you. But I didn't expect the gap between us to be so big. You're already a great saint now, but I won't give up. I'll catch up to you one day. The Phoenix Maiden said with a smile, but there was a trace of determination in her eyes. I believe you. You're now the young clan leader of the Phoenix clan. Maybe you'll have broken through to the Great Saint Realm by the time you come out of the Chaos Secret Realm. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Yes, I won't be a burden to you. Ling Xiao, I want to help you. No matter what happens in the future. Even if you become the enemy of the entire world, I want to help you. The Phoenix Maiden said seriously. Then her face turned red, and she waved at Ling Xiao, turned around, and ran away. This silly girl. Ling Xiao said with a bitter smile, a trace of guilt surging in his heart. He had let her down in the end. Under the sunlight, the Phoenix Maiden's shadow was very long, and it looked very distressing. After a long time, Ling Xiao turned around and left. Chapter 2598. The battle within the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain didn't attract the attention of others because of the concealment of the Grand Array. After all, the 5 sacred clans were united on the surface. If others were to see the battle between the 5 sacred clans, it would be a joke. After the 4 clan leaders obtained the origin source secret technique, they couldn't wait to go into seclusion. The 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain became more and more lively. Everyone knew that the new dragon monarch of the Dragon Clan was called Long Outyen. It was said that he was the successor of Ao Sheng Dragon Monarch. They were all very curious about this dragon monarch. In the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain, the security of the Dragon Clan was incomparably strict. Every member of the Dragon Clan had an excited smile on their faces. The experts that Ling Xiao subdued in the Sealing Dragon Abyss were also put to use. They became the law enforcement team of the Dragon Clan, patrolling the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain to prevent those who came to participate in the ceremony from causing trouble. 20 Saint Kings were still very intimidating. In the entire demon world, other than the few top forces that could bring out so many Saint Kings, the other forces were incomparably shocked and respectful. It was said that the Dragon Clan was weak now, but now it seemed that the Dragon Clan's foundation was indeed incomparably strong. Even if they were no longer as glorious as they were in ancient times, they still couldn't be underestimated. Especially the other 4 sacred clans. The 4 clan leaders personally came, and there was a faint feeling that they were escorting the Dragon Clan, which made the crowd faintly fanciful. After all, it was said that the 4 sacred clans and the Dragon Clan didn't get along well, and there was a lot of friction between them. But now it seemed that this wasn't the case. If the 5 sacred clans were to unite as one, the power that erupted would probably shake the entire demon world. Amidst this speculation, the Dragon Monarch's coronation ceremony began. The central square of the Dragon Clan was vast and boundless. It was paved with precious origin source crystals, and it was shrouded in clouds, looking ethereal and mysterious. There were 108 stone pillars with coiling dragons engraved on them. They looked lifelike and full of spirituality, as if they would come to life at any time. On top of each of the stone pillars, there was a Saint King guarding them. Further up was a white jade staircase, like a path to the heavens, leading directly to the 10,000 Dragons' heavenly palace in the 9 heavens. 36 great sages stood on either side of the white jade steps. Each of them looked dignified, their faces solemn as they stood on either side of the steps, exuding vast draconic might. Above the 10,000 Dragons' celestial palace, there was an ancient altar that emitted 9-colored light. 20 Saint Kings guarded the altar. Seeing such a scene, everyone who came to watch the ceremony felt a huge pressure. The enthronement ceremony of the Dragon God was not complicated. The main point was that the Dragon God would appear and step on the path to heaven from the central square. Finally, he would ascend the 9 dragons' altar and announce to the world that he would worship the ancestors of the dragon race. Finally, the ceremony would be completed, and he would become the true supreme of the dragon race. Everyone was no stranger to the enthronement ceremony, but they all understood that this was an opportunity for the dragon tribe to display their power. At the same time, it was also an opportunity for everyone to investigate the dragon tribe. When the sun rose, the first ray of golden light pierced through the sky and sprinkled on the central square. The golden sunlight dyed everything in pure gold. Roar! Endless clouds rolled in the sky above the 10,000 Dragons' sacred mountain. In the end, It formed a giant dragon that gave off a chaotic luster. Vast draconic might exploded as the dragon's roar resounded through the sky. A figure flew down from the chaos dragon and appeared in the central square in an instant. It was a young man in golden armor. He looked like a god and was extraordinarily handsome. The cape behind him fluttered loudly in the wind. As he walked, he revealed a dignified and domineering aura. He wore a flat crown on his head and cloud-treading boots on his feet. Every step he took, a golden divine dragon would surge out from under his feet and coil around him, expressing its submission. As soon as he appeared in the central square, it was as if he had become the center of the entire world. Everyone's gaze was focused on him. Dragon God Long Outyin, step on the path to heaven and worship the dragon ancestors. Ao Ryu and Ao Xingchen came over together, one on the left and one on the right, protecting Long Outyin. They bowed to Long Outyin and shouted at the same time, then led Long Outyin up the white jade stairs. This is Long Outyin, the new dragon god of the Dragon Clan? Looks like he's not bad. He has an imposing appearance and is extraordinarily handsome. But it's a pity that his cultivation is only at the Saint Realm. Can such cultivation suppress the entire Dragon Clan? Who knows? But don't you see that everyone in the Dragon Clan is so fanatical? Especially those Saint King elders who are bowing to him. Looks like his prestige in the Dragon Clan is not low. I heard that the reason why Long Outyin could ascend to the position of Dragon God is because of his cousin, the legendary Heaven's Chosen Son. Heaven's Chosen Son? Legend has it that he possesses the heavenly Tao's fortune and is known as the master of the next era. The Heaven's Chosen Son is indeed very lucky. The Immortal Realm and Demon Realm set up a killing trap at the same time, but they were unable to kill him. They even allowed him to come to the Demon Realm. I wonder where the Heaven's Chosen Son is? Compared to the Dragon God of the Dragon Clan, I want to see how the Heaven's Chosen Son is more. Everyone was discussing animatedly with different expressions in their eyes. Although Long Outyin had proven his Tao and become a saint, his strength was still a little lacking as the Dragon God of the Dragon Clan. When the clan leaders of the 5 great saint clans succeeded their positions, their cultivation was already at the Saint King realm. Long Outyin's appearance made many people suspicious. At the same time, they were also curious about the Heaven's Chosen Son behind Long Outyin. At this moment, Ling Xiao, Long Xiaoxiao, Phoenix Maiden, Bai Hansong, Xuanji, and Huangju were standing in the heavenly palace of 10,000 dragons to observe the ceremony. They watched as Long Outyin walked up the white jade steps and stepped onto the 9 dragons' altar. He announced to the heavens and earth that he was paying respects to the ancestors of the Dragon Clan. Roar! 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 A series of dragon roars resounded between heaven and earth. All the Dragon Clan in the 10,000 Dragons Sacred Mountain let out an earth-shattering roar at the same time, shaking the void in all directions. The chaos giant dragon in the void rolled violently. In the end, it emitted a dazzling divine radiance. It was as if a light pillar had descended from the heavens and landed on Long Outyin's body. The dragon pillar seemed to contain vast and pure energy. It caused Long Outyin's aura to skyrocket rapidly. Early Saint Realm, Middle Saint Realm, Late Saint Realm, Great Saint Realm. Under everyone's gaze, Long Outyin's cultivation rose from the Early Saint Realm to the Great Saint Realm. Is this the blessing of the ancestral dragon? It's really powerful. Ling Zhao's eyes shone brightly as he exclaimed. The Dragon God enthronement ceremony was not only to announce to the world that Long Outyin had become the sovereign of the Dragon Clan. More importantly, after the Dragon God enthronement ceremony, he would receive the blessing of the ancestral dragon. It was the essence of the Dragon Clan's fate that had been gathered for 1,000,000 years. It was enough to make a Saint King. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.